So we had an interesting session, right? I am recording, by the way. But we had an interesting session last night, which 3 days in a row. What?
Hot,
No,
hot
dude.
fire.
So happy about that. And it only took doghousing twice. So you
Same.
guys left you guys left off having to escape essentially the Mount Asarin citadel, you could call it, that Kaioken had founded after nearly dying to his brother Turok, who is now the current king and the current apex predator of last session. He
Mhm.
when Yomi used his newfound ability to heal people using only his willpower. He was called a warlock and threw the entire place into disarray because it had been the first time that anybody in this area had ever seen naturally derived magic um, in 85 years or so. Um, so you escaped, you fled. Right at the end there, Bantam Knuckle Duster, the once friend of Kaioken, who is a dwarf lore keeper of the area, blew a hole in or a chunk out of the side of the mountain that you guys were trying to escape down, which caused a rock slide to fall down on you. Basically, rocks fell and everyone died.
Ah.
And then you guys came to. He was performing some sort of ritualistic magic against you when Turok attempted to come seemingly out of nowhere, dropping from the mountain below to fight Kaioken. He was angry and wanted something to happen. And unfortunately for him, he suffered the same fate that Kaioken had previously. Um, and the last thing he said to Kaioken was that the Black Order wanted to speak with him. And
Mhm.
then you guys disappeared. So, in the instance where he goes, the Black Order would like to speak with you, my lord. And then you guys, whoop, whoop, it's almost like a instant. There's even just a little a slight whoosh of air, just whoop, whoop, and you guys find yourself in farther out into the woods where Kaioken was surveying previously, into the dead former grove area / forest area, which has now been basically vacated of all life. You find yourself in a similar purple magical circle surrounded by 6 people, um, all wearing similar black veils, 4 of which have their hoods covering their faces, like obscuring any sort of like discernible
Mhm.
features. One of which, at first, he looks like. Well, here, let me back up. The first thing you notice is that there are torches scattered about, they give off a faint purple glow. The
Okay.
sigil, or not the sigil, the magical circle is purple underneath you guys. So everything has this odd purple hue to it. It almost looks like a filter, right? Like a purple. Everything is bathed in purple, like glow. So you're seeing these dudes who are kind of like, they look like they're finishing up a magical incantation,
Mhm.
and one of them looks like he kind of pulls his hood back slightly, and that's going to be this boy here. He pulls his hood back slightly, and you see he looks, bone structurally looks like a human, but his skin is completely black. His eyes are completely black, and his hair is completely black. It almost looks as if he were here, I'm going to show him to you now. You should see
Gerald the Weird.
Gerald the Weird. You guys taking a peeky poo at him?
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah,
seeing
so,
the same size window as I'm projecting?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
yeah, I just don't see the new map on mine on roll
Oh,
20.
yes. Maybe if I went, hi-ya, Boom. Take that.
Much better.
So you see this feller, and then across from him, you, Kaioken, you hear, "Oh my God, it really is you." And you look over to see a blue skin tiefling. He's kind of middle to like he's like middle aged, probably getting a little on in years. He has this massive sapphire jammed into his head.
What?
And he looks at you, and you see very blatant recognition. He's like, when we got the reports, I didn't expect it to be real. Oh my goodness. Your moniker. What was it? Fatebringer. Yes. Oh, how wonderful it is to see you, Kaioken, after so many years. And he kind of like walks up a little bit closer.
I
And he
recognize this
can give me a
guy at
history
all.
check.
Like, I'm like trying to put the. Yeah, I'm not feeling so good.
So he sees you, kind of give like a what? And he goes, "Oh, I wouldn't expect you to remember me. But it's been nearly 100 years by now. I was just a little punk." You know, and you see him step into the magical circle, and you're on the ground kind of like this, like, what? And he's like, "Allow me, your highness." And he kind of like picks you up. He's gonna try to stand you to your feet. Are you gonna struggle?
No, I'll go with it.
Okay, so you just kind of like big baby up.
Yeah.
And he looks at you and he's like, "What a sight to behold. Oh my God." And he lets out this like cackling laughter that is far louder than I can do in this house with a 3-year-old sleeping. And you see this like elation over him. And he ends it with this like you hear the whip crack of sound barrier as he goes, "Yes!" And you feel like rumbling under your feet. All of these torches flare up immediately. So everything is in like a very like a laser show at this point. He's like, "I can't believe it. You really do bring fate. My God." And he notices again that you have a confused look on your face. And he goes, it's in there. It's buried deep. You've had so many adventures. Would you mind?" As he starts to bring his finger to your head.
Oh no, I'm leaning back. I'm
You're
like,
gonna lean
nope,
back. He
nope.
goes, of course. Of course. Why would you trust someone like me? After all, I was nothing but garbage before I met you. Nothing but a stale crust of bread in a third world country. Ah, well, yet and still, I suppose you must know the truth anyways. Make me a wisdom saving throw. And then, Yomi, if you want to make me a history check, you find yourself like enraptured by the man behind you. Go ahead and make me a history check as well. Kaioken, while he's doing that, he goes, and you see him just go, and you literally feel your brain hit the front of your head, like inside, like a concussion almost, right? And as he literally draws the memories out from you, and
Oh.
he displays and then just pops them back. And you see this like almost it looks like a scroll unrolled, it just washes over you. and then you are transported to a different time, one that's far more familiar. Yomi, immediately, this dude stands out. The black-haired, black-skinned, black-eyed fella who has this, he has this almost unnatural wideness to his eyes. Like, think Alita Battle Angel, right? Like massive orbs that you swear to God you see starlight in. His mouth underneath this long, scraggly beard is still producing this almost Cheshire cat-like grin within his hood. And you can see these rows of like jagged black teeth, not like sharp where they fit in. There's a word for that I can't remember, but like they don't fit together. His mouth can't close all the way from it. And you hear this impression in your head of, "It is not your time. Oh, you mortals. I know what you fear. I can see it. But yet, the worst is not yet to come for you, little one. I can show you a better path, a better future. All you have to do is accept my offer." So, you know this guy because you've been thinking about that wand, right? The Medusa-eyed wand that petrified Kaioken allegedly. You saw all of the amulet, like all the filigree that Bantam Knuckle Duster had beforehand. Immediately your head snaps back to, this guy was one of the few people who is very obvious when he shows up anywhere. When the order came and took somebody from the city, they petrified and then took them. And he was one of the oddest ones because after he was there, made himself known, everybody in the vicinity had this weird headache, and everybody woke up on the floor. So, Kaioken, you went from standing up in this dead forest to immediately you're on this rickety old like bridge. It's like a boardwalk, actually. Standing over these swamplands. There's a huge clearing around you, and you hear behind you, "Is it ringing yet? Do you remember me yet, Kaioken, Fate Bringer?" And you look over and you see him standing next to you almost like a Christmas Carol style, right? And he goes, "Just right over there, just beyond the Hearth Depot, but next to the fortune teller's tent." And you look over and you notice that there's these frog people.
Yeah, bullywugs. I remember that.
Yeah, you're in Opris. You're in
Yeah.
that city that you guys went to. And you see you in your muscular glory. The dread helm was up, so there was steam and red eyes. You had this badass fucking battle axe on your back, and you were walking through, and you had this sack full of fucking loot. And you walked up to a tabaxi at this like swap meet.
Oh fuck, I remember now.
And you produce this
Oh, no.
fist-sized sapphire. And he takes it and he drops it and looks at you, and you know the exchange. You start mouthing it at the same time as he does when he goes,
Yeah.
"This gem is cursed. I cannot buy this from you. Please leave and go away." And you went, "Okay, well," and you looked over at this short, blue-skinned tiefling child, couldn't have been more than 10, and you tossed it to him. And you went, "Here you go, kid." And he went, "Oh, thank you." And he ran off. And it's right at that moment when you remember doing that he goes, "There it is." Oh, splendid. How serendipitous that it would be me who finds you, Kaioken. You saved me on that day. I don't think you know. How could you? Look at me, in rags. I didn't even have shoes on my feet. And you gave me the greatest gift of all on that day. You gave me power. Power to withstand the fall of magic. A power so great that I stopped aging. Oh, Kaioken. And you look over at him now and you see his hood's down. He stopped wearing it. He's got these massive blue curling ram's horns, right? And they go from like what you're seeing in the picture. They go from a sort of like iced over like frost blue to at the tips they go to this really deep, almost translucent blue.
Mm-hmm.
And this it looks like fur coming off of his scalp and kind of like protruding out with them. And he goes, man, oh man, what a ride it has been, Kaioken. Well, surely now, you know what I have to do, right? I mean, what else can I do but rescue you from a fate far worse than the death that you had to live through for 85 years? And you see the whole thing kind of like do that sand dissolve away as you guys are both standing there. And he goes, it's come full circle. For you see, here we are. You need my help now, and you don't even know why. Oh, Kaioken, fate. It is serendipitous, truly. What a remarkable day I have had. Ah, well, sadly, there's still a chance that you might suffer the fate of. And he gets real serious and he goes, of a family that you don't have? And he steps out of the circle. Impressions of your wife and your kid start flowing through your mind.
Right.
Make me a wisdom save. Yomi, while all of this has been happening, okay, good. While all of this has been happening, um, have you responded at all to Gerald the Weird and his offer potentially of showing you the way?
No, because I'm shocked at what had just happened and waking up in this new area.
Oh yeah. You've just
But
been like taking it in because he recognizes that the communication is going through, and
yeah,
he stays silent, but on his face is this like, and you see like this oddly, like I said, Cheshire cat, that grin on a human face underneath a cowl with literal twinkling in his eyes. He looks at you and he goes, "You are not meant to die here. Would you like to see how you die?" Still nothing?
still nothing.
All right. And his face doesn't change, but you can hear the inflection of the face that I'm putting on, where he like, pity. You struggle and struggle every day of your meager life. What, 20 years? I remember before this world was formed, child. And I know what holds after. Ponder it. Ponder it for a while. I'll be seeing you again. And he winks when he does that. And then you see him just vanish. No sound, no nothing. The ground doesn't move. The fucking dust doesn't even kick up. And nobody else seems to notice that either. But you do hear ponder, ponder as he leaves. So, Kaioken, you make a wisdom saving throw.
So
And
that whole time, Kaioken would have
this is kind of
been,
happening like simultaneously, by the way.
yeah.
But
So
anyways, keep going.
super confused about where and why, and then once he seems to recognize and realize what he had done,
Yeah.
you see him just kind of deflate, and his shoulders are just
Mm-hmm.
sagged, and as he's talking, he's just putting his hands to his head and just cursing himself for being so dumb, not interrupting the guy, but and then once he's done speaking, and then they're back in where they are, and he starts um talking about family,
Mm-hmm.
and you just see the shoulders start to build back up, and he straightens his back, and he's getting visibly mad,
Oh yeah, yeah. He's
and
getting
then the
ready to
wisdom
try
save.
to. He's getting ready to try to rage, although he.
Yeah, I am out of rage points.
Yeah. And he would recognize that. He goes, yes, that's what I'm talking about. A fighting chance. Oh, old man. You may yet see another day. Unfortunately for you, you and I are not compatible when it comes to, and he does this whole thing, fisticuffs. You see, I am much more outrageous than you might think. And he goes, but I'll tell you what, Kaioken, Fate Bringer, I have brought you a single thread of fate. For if you can survive, then maybe, just maybe, you can see whatever faint memories of a family you have left. Who knows? And he goes to further back up. And you see all of the lights recede back down to their dim purple glow.
Mhm.
And he goes, find me in Death's Alley. And then he, woof, goes away. But not before you see him look to the other guys who at this point have just been completely stoic, not moving at all. And you hear this whisper on the wind. Kill him. And the circle dims. Go ahead and roll me an initiative. Nice. Did you?
I didn't
Here.
click
Hold
my
on one sec.
guy.
Let me bring up the turn tracker. It still gives me a 15 for Kaioken. Oh, that must have been before, huh?
No, I just rolled it.
Did you roll, Yami?
No, I didn't.
Okay. I don't know. It has you as a 6. Go ahead and re-roll one more time. Would do the whole highlight your character token and then.
I got a 15 again.
Yeah, there you go. You're just putting in initiative 15.
I mean, that's what I
I'm kidding.
did.
Oh,
But
I'm
does
kidding.
that change it?
No, it
Will
didn't.
it?
You're good.
Okay. So if that's how you force it,
Mhm.
is it?
What?
Is that how you force it? Because I just wrote that in because I was like, well, that'll be easy to see.
I don't know. Fuck if I know. I don't know enough about this yet. So remember, Ricky, have your token and roll 20 highlighted.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you're still. And then click your initiative button, and that should pull up kick-ass missile launchers. Perfect. And then we're gonna go with this guy, and he's gonna roll a fucking /R 1d20. He's gonna roll a 13. So this guy. Come on, I said this guy. I said this guy. There we go. Add turn, and then we're gonna give him a 13. All right. Can shell. So he's gonna. This guy. Same deal. Oh fuck, pussy. All right. Now he gets a 1. Boy, I wish you boys the best. I truly, truly do. You guys both have 1 hit point, right?
Yes,
Okay,
I do.
good.
And no items.
Yeah, that's a hard spot to be in, my guy. Where are you? 13. Oh yeah, that's it. 1, 3, and is that it? That's 3 of them. So this guy right here. I'm gonna go boop and a 6. Okay, so clearly this is out of your ability.
Yeah, really quick, would I know about what direction I am and where the mountain is so I could get like a bearing?
Oh, you can see it. Yeah. Just
Okay.
a quick like scan, just over your shoulder. You can see it. It's a few miles away at this point. Like,
North.
it's to the
east.
west. It's to the west. So from here, it would be like to the left. We'll just say that even though it's not or whatever, that you are east of the mountain, so it is to your
Okay.
west. You're closer into, well, after this combat. So let me adjust this real quick. We got 2 boys going, and then 2 boys going. All right. Real fast. It would be noticeable because of this dude's 1 here. He's caught off guard immediately because the first one is Kaioken. So for you to just do like a quick fucking survey of like around you guys doing this like that whole Avengers back-to-back deal, you would notice this guy is like the last like what? Right? And they go, oh. And he is nondescript human, unless you want to like do a perception check to see like his appearance or anything like that. He's a human being in a cowl.
I don't think I'd have the time or the
No.
wherewithal. I already got my plan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to main action dash.
Okay. Which
Huzzah,
direction?
1 to this way. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50.
You want to use the measurement? Okay, so I was gonna say the measurement
Oh
tool.
yeah, cool. Yeah,
That
yeah.
way
I
I
have
can
the
see where you wanna.
snap to center.
All you gotta do is just click on the main button. Yeah. So that's your main action and your action, and your movement.
Yeah.
Okay, and you would know that you would get an opportunity attack from that guy passing by him.
Then I'm gonna go here.
Remember, if you hold the left click and then right click, it'll drop little nodes, so you can actually do if you wanted to. Yeah. There you go. Works for me. Cool. So go ahead and put yourself boop right there.
Click it. Bonk.
There you go. Cool.
Yomi, we gotta go. Fuck this place. And that's my turn.
Excellent. So that's gonna be this guy's turn. He sees that shit, and oh boy, he is not happy. He goes, "What the fuck?" So he, he's fucking dumb. One of you guys roll me. Never mind. Nope, don't roll me. Go back, please. Can I click this then?
I thought you didn't like that stuff, Dan.
What?
The poo gas.
I mean, it's the only one that's like squeezed. It is. You get used to the iceberg menthol in your
Hey there,
Art.
Yomi.
Mhm.
Quick question. What's your AC? Doesn't matter. He critted. I'm sorry. That was rude. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
Here we go. 2 the 10. So, the apprentice wizard that was going next jumps to action. And I did the fucking thing. Wait a minute. All right, there. You drop to 0 hit points, right? If he's doing his damage,
Mhm.
which is what would have happened, except that it is blocked by this fucking magical circle.
What?
Yep. So as the firebolt hits, it splashes up against this purple fucking this purple almost wall that is this spell circle.
Oh man.
And he
You're
fucking
lucky. I thought
yeah.
you were fucking dead. I felt bad.
And he gets all fucking pissy and goes, "Meh." And so he is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's as far as he goes to try to catch up to the prime rib, the prime suspect over there, Kaioken. And you hear him like, you take care of it. Or whatever the fuck he does, right? So next up, after seeing that, this guy's gonna go, well, that doesn't fucking work. So he is going to step into the magic circle. In case you know, he is going to step into the magic circle. All right. Anyways, and he is going to use his dagger. Did that roll? Did I?
I didn't see a roll.
Oh, does a 10 hit there,
No.
Yomi? Okay. So he comes in with his little fucking dagger and goes to, because he's now inside of the magic circle. And he's going to end his turn kind of like, getting ready to slash again. Yomi, you are up. You got this fool over here who's trying to do some weird shit. Kaioken dipped the fuck out and told you it's time to go. Are you aware of the other actions in your thing besides attack and so on and so forth? If you go to the other tab on your actions, like area, it'll tell you what other actions you have that aren't attack or cast a spell.
I don't have anything.
Yeah, mine just says actions in combat interact
So
with objects.
sorry,
But
actions in combat. Those are things that you can do, right? That aren't attacking. So I'll give you this one. In combat, there is an action called disengage. If you disengage, it means that enemies don't get an opportunity attack against you when you move out of their melee range. Because otherwise, if you try to fly away from this dude, he's going to get a free attack on you that uses his reaction to try to hit you to stop you from moving. So if you say, I would like to disengage, you can then leave, fly away, whatever you want to do.
Okay, so yeah, I would want to disengage to follow Kaioken.
All right. So now you have 20 or 25 foot feet and then 50 flight feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the max you can move in a turn is 50 feet because it's a combination of your highest movement ability. So, remember, disengage is not just from one NPC. So, for instance, you took the disengage action, right? Which means that if you could get to here, and you would be missing 2 separate opportunity attacks. So this would be the optimal way would be for you to fly straight across to get as far as you could to be here.
So I'd want to fly to 50
And then that
And
would
then-
be your movement.
Oop.
Whoa. Dude, that took you with?
Can I? You said I have 25 feet walking and then 50. Are
So
those
when it comes
combined?
to mixed movement, the maximum that you can move in a single turn is whatever the highest of your movement speeds is. So you have 25 movement walking, and then you have 50 flight speed. So you could run for 25 and then fly for 25, or you could
So
fly
I
for
want
50.
to.
You know what
Oh,
I
I
mean?
can't fly and then land and walk the rest of the way.
No, you could fly for 50 feet and just keep yourself to the point where it would be like a little like shoot, like basically parallel to the ground, so that way you're not gonna take like fucking falling damage or anything like that. If you
Okay.
wanted to just get your maximum. Do you have any bonus actions that you can do?
Um.
Like possibly a lay on hands with like 3 HP left in your pool.
That's not under bonus actions.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh,
That's an
hold
action,
on.
isn't it? Nah, lay on hands is an action. You're right. But under bonus actions, does it just have like 2-weapon fighting?
2-weapon fighting, and then I also, let's see. No, the only other thing that I have is divine favor, but I don't have a weapon, so.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, so that's going to be this doofus's turn right here. He is going to try to be a little smart boy, and he is going to use... Oh, fuck. Huh. I did not know that. Excellent. 15 feet? Is that what I can do? 5, 10, 15. He's going to move right up to here. Wait, 15, 20, 25, 30. No, he wouldn't catch you in that. Okay, so then yeah. So this guy here is going to use the spell Burning Hands. I need you to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Me?
Yeah. As he kind of like does like the Masenko basically of fire spells. A 15-foot cone of fire erupts from his penus, and you rolled a 14. Okay, and that meets. All right. So you take, is that a half damage? Sorry, I've never used Burning Hands before, so give me the benefit of the doubt. 3d6 fire damage, so you're going to take half of that.
Holy shit. He's down.
Let's find out. You have 1 hit point, right?
Yeah.
What's your max hit points?
15.
It is entirely possible that I kill you outright right here. Understand that.
Yep.
You go unconscious as the back of you is scorched. You.
Okay.
So, on your next turn, you're going to need to make me a death save, which is great. So, this guy's going to get right here because now he is the town fool with his natural 1 dexterity looking around. I've already described him as an idiot, so please understand that when he goes inside of this fucking spell circle and goes, Firebolt, it hits the fucking wall right in front of him, and he goes, ah. And that's the end of his turn. Kaioken.
Damn.
This is it. You don't get any more after this.
I don't have many options. I don't have any healing to help him. I don't have any weapons to fight with, and I'm at death's door.
And you could also potentially grab him and dash, right?
Wouldn't that be my main action to pick him up so then I wouldn't be able to dash?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, it's to pick up an object. He's not dead, so he's not a corpse, so he's not an object. I have no problem giving it to you to just pick him up by his fucking belt loop and just run.
5, 10.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. Grab him. And then
60 minus 10, 50, right?
Yep, 50 movement.
To get the fuck out of there while these dudes
Yeah.
are shooting their fucking firebolts at you. Eventually the four
Fireball.
fucking stooges over here are like, we gotta get him, guy. Kaioken, make me a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh, my favorite. Big money, no whammy. Yes, big money.
Oh yeah. So the dexterity saving throw is for you to be dodging and weaving. Remember, this is an orchard, right? Or it was at one point. So there are fucking trees. Think like Johnny Cage versus Scorpion in the first Mortal Kombat. There's like
Right.
perfect rows of these what once were like orange trees. And you're fucking weaving back and forth while these guys are shooting their fucking firebolts at you.
Yeah,
But
okay.
these are all like stupid newbie apprentices who have weak magic due to the dying earth and the fact that they are like unadept. Yeah, inept. That's it. At what they do. So you're able to like hoist him around and fucking, oh shit, I gotta get him. And you make your way through. It takes you a while. I don't want to do the obstacle course again immediately after doing an obstacle course. So we'll say that you run until your feet can no longer take you, which is a long time, by the way. You are a very strong boy. So you're able to run deeper into the forest. Now, deeper into this forest, past where the grove ends, into the actual forest proper, you get much more canopy shading. The area becomes dark with the with the darkened sky. These dead leaves still provide you with some sort of light coverage, so the forest very quickly becomes like spooky forest, right?
Right.
Eventually you find a place where you can like, it's like this little like rocky alcove where you think that you are, give me a survival check before I put my own foot into my own mouth. That should be something that yep, that's what I thought. So you find like the perfect little spot. It's like a natural lean-to. There's like somehow dried wood here. Like you find like the idyllic rest spot for, well, technically speaking, it's up on a hill. There's a big rock,
Right.
up
Right.
on top of this one hill. So you have like full 360. There's like almost like a Pride Rock deal type going on where it's like there's some boulder action going on. You see some like stupid old remnants of like tenting. At some point, this may have been someone's campsite, but it's like ages old, right? Like maybe someone got here and they just didn't pick up camp. But you
I
have,
would. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you don't have like, it's not like instant campfire and you have a
Right.
great place to sleep. No, this is like tattered remains. Like there's cloth
Right.
here, there's some wood here, there's like, but nothing like we're gonna be safe and great forever, yay. So you have the beginnings. If you wanted to try to, Yomi, make me a death saving throw. Sorry, it's been a long day.
Yeah, probably getting jostled around while you're unconscious and
Yeah. Please
moving
don't roll a 1.
around.
So you can roll just a d20. You have to get a 10 or higher to succeed. I should have had you doing that immediately and had you intermittently do your 3, or your first to 3. So let's see. Is death saves in the, whoops, that's not what I wanted. Is death saves in the, on the character sheet? Okay. Oh,
Yikes.
not good. Okay. Yeah, once you get done jostling him around a bit, you notice he's looking worse. The blood just keeps it pouring. I don't know. He's not. Well, yeah, he could be bleeding. You have to lay him
Yeah,
on his stomach because like he's crispy on the back. He's got like
um,
16 spices and herbs.
he
um,
burned a KFC logo on him.
that's right.
Strange.
So if you want to make me a medicine check to try to stabilize him,
Yeah, I want to go grab the remains of the cloth
hmm
and see if there's any. There's obviously not any plants I could try and salvage that to
mm-mm.
like make
A salve or
a
anything.
compress. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, you have there's
And
tattered like this is almost like not quite canvas, but this is like more like a potato sack. You know what I mean?
right,
Like
twill
yeah,
kind of.
it's
Um, yeah, medicine check then, because that's what I
okay.
was trying to work on, anyways.
So let's see here.
Oh, fat fingers.
With a roll that bad, oh yeah, that's a one, my man. Not that
Yeah.
critical fails don't happen in skill checks, right? And crits don't happen in skill checks either. So that being the case, the worst that's gonna happen is, hey, go ahead and make me another death saving throw,
As I
Ricky.
see this deterioration from my adrenaline and incompetence for this,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to start praying to Mialiki.
Uh, okay,
Just as a last ditch
because
effort.
he's 2 for 2 right now.
I'll
Uh,
do a quick
Ricky,
prayer to
just
Mialiki.
Just so
Uh,
you're aware, Ricky, one more failed death saving throw, and you are permanently dead.
Stop rolling so bad.
I can't help it.
Okay, so you want to pray to your goddess.
Yes.
What do you say?
Mialiki, save this man, and I'll save your grove. Bring him back. He wasn't meant for this. I don't know what's happening, but I'll fix this. I'll do it for you.
Okay, so here's the problem.
Okay.
I don't have
No, no,
anything.
here's the problem. You know that as far as anyone can tell, you were told this in your debriefing.
Right.
As far as anyone knows, right? And people culturally, this is accepted as the truth. Who knows if it's objectively the truth? The once objective gods, the people that people venerated and had actually met in real life, they have not answered a single call to anyone's knowledge in 85 years. Because, as far as anyone knows, the last people to speak to them like learned that they were fleeing from this place.
Mhm.
So, roll me a D100 and you have to get a 100.
Oh my god.
There's a chance.
There's a chance.
Okay.
I got really excited. Like the one means 100. I got 103.
So give me one more medicine check before we make Ricky do his potentially
Yes.
final. Also, Ricky, if you roll a 20, you're instantly up and okay and back to 1 health.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you, Mialiki.
You stabilize him. You take the time, the clarity, the fucking adrenaline and the rage that you can't express outwardly finally like cleanses as you find your center enough to communicate to a god that you venerated once. And you look down and you're like, okay. Okay, I get it now. You find your post nut clarity and you're able to like take his armor off, for instance. Like the scorched armor. You're able to cut that away. And then you're able to like see what's going on with his back and you pick off some of the dead skin. Kind of like like blow on it. This is a process, right? You're taking your time because he looks like his breathing has essentially stopped almost entirely. You're checking a pulse. It's almost not there.
Mhm.
Ricky, Yomi, 2d20s, take the highest. Death saving throw with advantage. All right, I just wanted to see what would happen. You're stabilized. You're at 0 hit points. You're unconscious, but you're fine. Like, you're asleep. I just really wanted you to be nervous. Anyways, so he stabilizes you. You're unconscious, but you're not dying anymore, right? So Kaioken, you see that you've done a job well done. He might still need some help throughout the night, but other than that, it's you and Yomi, and you've, as far as you can tell, escaped this bizarre circumstances that you've just been under. You are in what seems like a safe place. It looks like it's getting darker out. You may have to camp out. What do you want to do?
Now that I see that he's stabilized, I want to bring him back further into the little caved,
Mhm.
like as far into it where he's like shadowed,
Mhm.
and I want to cover him up with the blanket for a little bit of warmth
Oh
and
yeah,
a little bit of camouflage.
easy
And
enough.
then I want to go back out to where
Sorry,
our tracks were before I lose him in the dim light, and
cover him up.
101 Dalmatians, like
Yeah.
with a branch, like
Yep.
cover them,
Okay.
and then maybe like run off into a different direction and then just try and stick to rocks on the
Yeah.
way back.
Okay.
And then by that time, go back and check on him if nothing in the meantime happens.
Give
Am I
me
hearing any sort of wildlife or
no, no,
nothing?
nope,
Okay.
no, nothing. No birds. There's not even wind. It's an oppressive silence.
Okay.
And it isn't until you like calm your breathing
Mhm.
and you're like going over the plan of what you're gonna do in your head. You're like, okay, here's what I gotta do to survive. And you take a second, you dead silence.
Mhm.
Like you can hear your own heartbeat. It's
Mhm.
so quiet. So roll me a survival check. Please. I realized that it sounded like I was gonna. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, dude.
That's
Fucking
funny.
no problem. In
Yeah.
fact, in fact, because you rolled so high, you know where you're at. You've walked through here before. It isn't until you're retracing your steps back to go to where you were at that you realize, oh my god, this is the hill where the hill giant named King had
Ah,
his
yeah.
domain. These were his tents. Oh my god.
Oh, okay. Okay. So there should be a club around here somewhere.
There should be something around here. I mean,
Yeah.
granted that it was almost 100 years ago and who knows
Right.
who's
What has
picked
happened?
through whatever, but maybe
Um,
by the time you're done with this survival check and retracing your steps and so on and so forth, you come back to this whole place with a totally different light. You realize that it's not just like one clustered pile of things. There were four, in fact. Um, Four separate spots that kind of made a corridor lane, and there was a fire pit in the middle of them that had like a spit at the time. The picture is clear as day.
mhm.
Um,
Was there like a whole cow or something on the
there
spit?
there was, yeah, at one point in
Yeah.
time. It hasn't been like in stasis and there's still a fresh Brahmin or whatever. It's not like that. But like you
All
can
out like, ah,
yeah,
good.
exactly.
Neat.
It's not iguana on a stick, but you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
totally like looking at it, you can do that like reconstruction of, oh, that's
Mhm.
right. We came up between these two, so on and so forth. So, if you want to make, I assume you want to look for something, anything fucking salvageable at all.
Before I do that, I want to make a dead man fall, not like a predator style, but just
Just the
something that would
drop.
make noise if it gets tripped.
Okay. How abouts do you want to try to go like are you trying to make like a
If
tripwire
I
around the whole hill or
no, just in
okay.
like the most obvious way in, that like where we had come in and that we had like
Sure.
I don't know how to describe it.
No, I got you. It would
Yeah.
be where someone would be most likely to traverse
Yes.
up here if they
Yes.
took
Yes.
your path.
Right.
Yeah, 100%. You don't even have to roll for that. Not with that fucking survival check. That's a really good one. Yeah, you are able to take some of this fucking potato sack, make like basically you can just pull it, and it's a lot like a seam where
Yeah.
just zzz, and it comes out. You're able to make like 20 or so feet of this fucking twine. You pull it to between these two stakes that you put in there, and on them, who knows? Maybe you like
Right.
all it has to do is just shift some of the rubbish, right?
Right.
So you can
Just
just
for a log to tip over or
exactly.
something.
So
Yeah.
you're no problem. You're able to set that up, and you're pretty confident that it's well hidden as well.
Okay.
Um,
Cool.
but yeah, you wanna. It's starting to
Uh,
get. It's starting to
I
get quite dark at this point.
yeah, and I don't have dark vision, weirdly enough. Um,
Yeah, that is weird. Oh
but I'll go back, check on Yomi,
well. Okay.
and see how he is doing. Maybe another. Uh,
No, no,
yeah.
he's snoring. He's actually like
Okay,
starting to
he's
like.
out.
Yeah, he's breathing.
That
He's
that's good.
unconscious.
That's
Yeah.
all I know that I'm capable of.
Yep.
So I guess I would like to, with the last few seconds of daylight that I can kind of feel myself around,
Mm-hmm.
I'll go and look to see if there's any water skins or anything that's,
Anything at all that could be considered salvageable.
yeah, from where I remember their main giddy up was um
So I don't know if
yeah,
you remember this, like
I
you
do.
the
It was
player.
the big boulders. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I
So
remember we like stuck them out for like a day and a half
yep, yeah, you
and
guys.
then ended up just fucking slaughtering them.
So right here, it's literally just like this. So
Mhm.
King's tent was here, then his three goon hill giants were here. They had a massive fire out here. You guys had posted up in what would have been right around here in the tree area,
Mhm.
and where you guys would have the best vantage point.
Mhm.
So, just to recap what happened, you guys snuck up this way. Saul teleported over here and got the fuck out of Dodge that way, bringing one of them or no, the three goons to chase him. All three of the hill giants
Right.
chased him out. King was standing here, and he went, rah, 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 rah. You, Emiko, and Cilia went up and snuck this way. John Ryder stayed up here with his sniper rifle.
Mhm.
Cilia shot him with a poison tipped, the purple worm poison tipped crossbow hand bolt.
Mhm.
You ran up, and the poisoning had made him like essentially paralyzed.
Right.
You ran up, and you and Emiko just slice and
Attack
diced.
the knees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Meat blender.
So, give me an investigation check because there's no doubt in my mind that this would be popping up in your head. Oh, that's right. We did this and we did that, and this was all right.
It's a long time ago.
So no, no, no. So did you say you made a fire before you did this?
No. No fires
Okay.
tonight. No
Yeah,
more
yeah.
fires.
So it gets dark. It gets real dark. In fact, you see one of the two moons coming up overhead. Um, and it's about in the middle of the sky by the time you. The only way you get that is the occasional like as it was clearing a spot in the fucking in the foliage up top.
Right.
It was like, oh, okay, there it is. Right.
Mhm.
You search through all four areas, and you are able to find some stuff. You would be able to find like a single clay pot with some water. Don't know if it's brackish or if it's, potable. You would be able to find, you can give yourself a dagger, but it would
Okay.
be like a cooking utensil.
Right.
You can give yourself a tinderbox, but it's wet. So maybe if you can kind of figure out how to fucking dry it using your body heat or some shit like that, I don't know.
Mhm.
You're kind of like Rambo one, like First Blood one. First Blood one. First Blood, Rambo. Like you're roughing it out in the PNW
Yeah.
fucking rainforest.
Okay. That
And
sounds
then
good.
yeah. So I think a knife, some potable water, possibly you'll have to find out, or at the very least a jug, right?
Mhm.
And then there's kindling everywhere. You can check it to see if it's wet or dry, and we can even just roll this into it and say that eventually, yeah, some of the like what would have been supports for these giant tents. Some of them would have been like literal trees that were busted apart and shit. So they probably have like some snap off branches. You would have the things you would need to make a fire should you want to, but you're not doing
I
it tonight. So
no.
yeah, you kind of clamber your way. You've made this like little makeshift knapsack, and you kind of
Mhm.
crawl over and lay down and like, are you gonna turn in, or are you gonna try to like stay up?
I'm going to uh yeah, I think the best thing to do is to try and get a long rest and rely on my trap and my deception.
Yeah, yeah,
So
perfect, 100%. And you look like a fucking boulder, anyways, right? Like, but that's
and
yeah.
I have cold resistance,
Ooh,
but
so
yeah.
unfortunately for you guys, more monsters show up. No, I'm kidding. Unfortunately for you guys, it's not comfortable. You don't have a bedroll. You have no coverings besides like the fucking ghillie suit, fucking like
Right, knapsack.
sheet basically that you've made, and I assume you probably made one for yourself to like kind of like bundle up, so that way like
Yeah.
anybody
Set up
passing,
against the stone.
yeah,
Yeah.
anybody passing with dark vision wouldn't notice anyways because it's all shades of gray, so it would just look like two rustled up piles of leaves or whatever, right? But yeah, it's not comfortable. You can give yourself a long rest, but then give yourself a point of exhaustion.
Yes. Deal. That's fair.
It's the equivalent of sleeping in
Exhaustion.
your armor. Also, um, unfortunately, uh, Yomi, my man,
Mm.
um, roll me a D100.
Ah, dysentery. That's what I was thinking.
Actually, fortunately, never mind, by a huge majority, when you wake up the next day, you notice that Kaioken did not destroy your leather armor when he cut it off of you to check your back for the scorch marks. Otherwise, because leather, fire treated leather now, you basically have like, like, um, chicharrones on your back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like luckily everything's fine. You get to keep your leather armor. You can kind of sew that back together, whatever, like using the potato strap, you know what I mean? Fucking twine that he made. But you guys sleep through the night. It's rough. Yomi wakes up in pain a lot, and in fact, you're in pain mostly, which is why you get the exhaustion also, because you have untreated burn wounds. Kaioken, you've just had to like sit, and you're old. Your bones ache. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Your joints are not what they used to be.
Hmm.
A little bit more flexibility in them than you thought you might have. Being able to fucking sprint for like 4.5 miles or whatever. You're still a fucking like athletic god, but
Hmm.
you guys wake up the next day. The sun comes out. Not the sun. Well, it's the sun, but it's above a layer. Yeah,
Hazy.
it's
Yeah.
above like an LA amount of smog. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it still produces some warmth. It still produces a sightable amount of vision. And you both wake up underneath the rocks at the end of this opalescent hilltop. What do you guys want to do? Uh, Obviously, maybe see if each other are okay. You just went through an
Yeah.
ordeal.
I'll kind of shuffle over and like check on Yomi. You awake? I can't hear head nods.
Yeah, I'm all right.
What in the hell is happening? What is this fucking place? What is this? Who are these people? Do you recognize any of those people that the weird ones, the blue one and the black one?
No, but I could tell by the way that blue bastard was looking at you. Tell me everything you know.
And you see him kind of like just look to the side, he's like regrets. and bad choices in my youth. I didn't know what I was doing, and I don't know why, but I killed that kid in more than one way. I gave him something he shouldn't have had, and I think it's changed him. He's obviously got some sort of magical prowess, and I probably would have kept that if I would have known that it was gonna do something cool like that. But hey, uh,
Quit speaking in riddles, old man.
once I carried a lich's uh necron a
Phylactery.
phylactery in my bedroll for months.
That is a
I
fact,
did
yeah.
I did not even get to sleep in my own bedroll because I was so terrified of touching the phylactery.
Mm.
Yet I just tossed this gem to this tiefling, hoping that he could sell it for some money to help him out. But I don't know. I don't know, Yomi. I That was a different me, almost 100 years ago now. That's about all I know. Who's the black one? You seem to have some words with them while I was.
By the way, uh, nothing was actually said out loud between Gerald and
Oh,
Yomi.
okay, okay.
That was
Like,
all
Yeah,
telepathy.
oh, okay, never mind.
that's my character would say.
Then I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't know that. I thought it was like, yeah,
Jesus.
ignore that. Damn, dude.
Street racing, motherfuckers. Highway 9, dog.
Go ahead, Ricky.
Oh, well, if you didn't say that, I don't have a response.
Well, I did also ask you if you knew anything.
Mm. All I remember is waking up in that purple sphere, surrounded by enemies. Nothing more. Last I remember is almost getting turned into what the orcs eat.
Yeah, chicken jerky. Yep, they love it.
Fuck you.
I kind of like chuckle, like, oh, I'm glad you're feeling better. But we should get out of here. My gut instinct is telling me to go to the grove. The only green part in the land. That's got to be our best bet. Um, we're gonna need to start looking around for some fresh water. I found this clay pot, but I wouldn't trust it. Honestly, it could be some guy's piss. I don't know.
It's probably Saul's.
It's probably writers. It's probably writers.
Oh.
All the piss.
Do you want to do an investigation check?
Yeah, I'll sniff it.
Oh my god. I
It's like
forgot all about.
fermented.
I need to add
Dude,
that. I need to add that in. I totally fucking forgot. That
what if after all this time it has actually turned into something that was
yeah,
like
it's such a
all
gross,
this
disgusting, like
this
abomination
ins
of a concoction that it actually repels fucking monsters. Like,
yeah, like whatever he said did.
it
Like
repelled
I know it was like a
monsters.
snake. Oh, that's what it was.
That's what he
Okay.
said it did. Yeah, yeah, it was
Oh
his
my
piss.
gosh.
Said you put it on
Uh,
yourself, and oh my
that's
god, I
gross.
need to add that to my.
So
I
one of
forgot all about
Bruno's character sold snake oil for money on the side, and he sold so much of it. He was like almost a millionaire from his profiteering off
Yeah,
of that.
he got like 2,500 gold a month by the end of it. It was intimidation.
Oh,
You're
sorry,
like, what do
investigation.
you want from me, Jar? I am the law.
Yelling inside. No, you better not be pissed. I'm thirsty.
And then it turns from piss to brackish water.
Oh, hey,
Okay,
wow.
nice.
That's fucking funny.
There's no like markings or anything. You lift the lid. It's it the lid itself, so it's a ceramic jug, right? and where like the finger hole is, right?
Mhm.
That's on a hinge. So it's like a little like boom, 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 almost like a cookie jar, right? Looking inside of it, it's not piss. The water isn't clear, but it doesn't look like swamp water, right? Kind of cloudy, kind of
Does it
could
smell bad?
it
Like
it's a
like
little
stale?
musty. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of stale, but like with this investigation, well, I mean, dude, you could probably boil the hell out of it and make holy water.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, eh, do with that what you will.
Okay. We're gonna need to start drinking and eating at some point. I don't want to risk a fire until we get a little bit farther away.
I'm
But we can hold on to this until
gonna take
uh
a second here. And what is your guys' passive perceptions? You know,
12.
just for no real reason at all.
Yeah, no
N-
whatever.
Every DM just asks that randomly, just to like just feel it out.
Yeah. 1 second. Mason's having a fucking
Okay,
hard time with something.
I'm gonna let's take a break there because we've been doing it for about an hour,
Okay.
and we'll be back. Okay, so it's the next day. You guys were talking before the break. You guys were talking about who knew what. Kaioken was speaking in riddles about how he knew the blue tiefling, um, and Yomi was dodging, talking about whether or not he knew uh, anything about Gerald. Sorry, not Gerald. The black skinned human-esque, although oddly
Gerald.
off-putting.
Gerald the Weird.
Yeah, not that you guys
No,
would know what his
yeah,
name
we would
is,
know that. Yeah.
but
True.
yeah.
Okay. Well,
Um,
I think we should go to the Grove. That seems like the best place to figure some s- fresh water out.
so when you say the Grove, where exactly do you mean?
The only green spot in miles, like the big
Yes, the giant tree.
world tree.
Let me see here. One sec. Let me consult the sacred texts. Um. So, yeah, you would know that you are like just about halfway between Mount Asarin and that there spot. Why do I have all of? You know what? I'm not even gonna ask that out loud. That's what I get for trying to consolidate things. Let's see here. Nope. And nope. And poop. Not poop. That's not mine. God damn. Okay. I took Kyle's stuff for his campaign. Like all of his like world notes and everything are on my drive. So that would have been Freoria, and you were thinking of TSR. So TSR, it was the name of the world tree um that you saw that was essentially a hollowed out Deku tree where the wood elves in your time lived. In the what used to be a country named Freoria. So yeah, you are right between, about halfway through.
Okay. Unless Yomi, if you have any ideas on how or where a safe place from the Ordo would be. And as he's like talking to you, he's taking the rest of the like the potato skin knapsack stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
he's gonna try and like find a big enough piece to tear a hole into it
Mm-hmm.
and then put it over like a poncho because I don't want people to see that I have
The black cloak.
the black cloak. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. So just the hood will be over, but you'll be covering it with like basically a fucking potato sack tunic.
Yes.
Nice. Perfect. Yomi, do you have any ideas, or you want to try to make a history check to see if there's anywhere that you would think would be a better place to go besides the World Tree city.
Yeah, I'd want to do a history check.
Okay, so go ahead and make me ye olde historical check. And then I'll give you... There's no correct answer. Just understand that ahead of time. There's no correct answer. I'll give you what I think Yomi would probably think would be
Okay.
some options. Holy fuck me. Okay. So, let's see here real quick. You would think from where you were at, there's two places. Two places that you know of, but you've never been to either. But you've heard and traveled from the few, and I mean few. There's really not that many people who take to the open road. Most places nowadays, they stay cloistered together. Because strength in numbers, and it's harder to move an entire village than it is to move a couple of people. So most people just stay close together in these little tiny townships that are kind of like scattered throughout. You also know that the majority of all of the countries that Kaioken would know are no longer.
Yeah.
But there are two places that are in somewhat of a vicinity that still are considered safe haven of people. There's three. There's three. One is TSR, but you know that is almost impossible to get into. You know that it's impossible to get into because shortly after the cataclysm, elves, high elves specifically, went nearly extinct, right? Wood elves, not understanding why, shut their doors to outsiders. That tree, for all intent and purposes, is just a tree now. They don't let people in, to your knowledge. And so that's one place, right? The other place is Karen. Karen was considered the... That was... Sorry, dude, that was like right in my...
Was it? I'm
Yeah, no,
sorry.
you're good. Karen... yeah, right. Karen was at one point in Kaioken's time considered the most, not advanced, but the hardiest, we'll call it. The hardiest city in the land because it was comprised entirely of old retired adventurers who wanted to settle down and start their life, basically making a tavern. So it very quickly became like a spot that was like the place to be, especially after the fall of Nyx. After the fall of Nyx, you know that Karen is a safe haven for people who take to the open road. It's easily to your knowledge, the largest city in the entirety of this world. And then there is one last place that you know of because of one dude who you met one time, but he made such an impression on you. His name was Timothy Baker. He was a caravan driver. Caravans are how any kind of like trade that happens from these basically people who just own a cart and a couple of horses, but are usually heavily armored to the teeth. They are usually weaponized immensely, and they are the means of news travel between these places. They go from township to township, selling goods, buying goods, and spreading news. Timothy Baker was just a guy who you have seen more than a couple of times. He's older, but he is easily the most grizzled, like mercenary of this sort that you could think of. And he told you about a little town called Hearthenvale that is kind of a budding community, where they kind of have like a little bit of everything. So Karen, Hearthenvale, and what did I call it? TSR. That's it. Sorry, that was a very long-winded description of two places, but you're well enough informed because of the lore keepers of the mountain to where you would, and just the general contacts that happen, that you would know for sure those three places are civilized.
TSR.
Yeah, TSR, TIASAR.
Hearthendale was the tree.
Hearth and Vale. No, TSR is the tree. Hearth and Vale is a township community that's kind of out in the middle, like spread between the opposite edge of the forest that you guys are on, and the mountain sides on the other end.
Might still have a picture of the map
So
if that's relevant.
You know what's funny about that? The map that you probably have that isn't the one that I did on Incarnate would be the map that Kaioken knows.
Ah.
That would be to his recollection what the world looked like in his time. Anyways,
so as I turned to Kaioken, smelling like freshly cooked Thanksgiving dinner. Say, I know of 3 places. Karen, but we might want to avoid that. The highly populated area would be higher. It'd be easier to hide, but also could cause a commotion with the retired travelers there. Could cause a commotion if I'm dragging your sorry ass around.
I was literally dragging your ass around yesterday, so I'd appreciate you to do that for me.
We could go to Harthenvale. More remote but close to the mountains might be something you're more familiar with.
Yeah.
And finally, TSR. But I've heard that place has been closed off to the likes of us for quite a while.
So TSR would be what you were calling the Grove. That name would ring true because it's the same name as it was when you were in your adventuring heyday.
But
So would Karen, by the way.
Mm.
but with your with your knowledge, do you think we would be able to get into such a place? If it's closed off to everybody else, that would be the perfect spot to hide and lay low.
If things haven't changed too much, then yes. I don't know what's going on, friend.
Things have changed more than you know.
Yeah.
You might have well not have existed in this world. And as far as other people know, you still don't.
I mean, we got that going for me. So we should come up with like a code name. Like I'll think about it, but don't call me Kaioken, just in case. And I won't call you Yomi. We'll think about it. Then let's flip a coin. One of the 3 places, right? 3-sided coin. You got any? I feel comfortable with Cairn or the world.
Ricky, I'm going to send you a message. This is going to be the map that you have, or this would be the closest thing to a map that you know of. The numbers indicated next to, oh, you piece of shit. The numbers indicated next to the 3 points that are nearby them, are in the order of basically closest to farthest away. Cool.
Okay.
So we're gonna take this. So we're gonna go. And yeah, hell yeah, yeah. So in your DMs, you have a map. In just so that way I can throw something up onto the screen besides the hill that you guys are currently on. I will put
So
the
1
same
is
copy.
TSR,
Yes.
2
Hearth and Vale.
Earthenvale, and then 3 is Karen.
Yes. Yeah, that way you have some semblance of like you wouldn't know the exact scale of this, but you would certainly know that like Karen is the farthest away from everything. Whereas Hearth and Vale would be Hearth and Vale definitely splits the difference. And yep. And then one being TSR is, you guys are just on the other side of that mountain. Or of that
So
what do you call it?
so with that history check, um, and I know like the high elves are nearly extinct. Do I know information like how old wood elves live?
Yeah, I mean elves the elvish lifespan across all of them is pretty common. They are the oldest elves that you've ever heard of, about 600 to 700 years old. They're very
Okay.
long-lived people.
Okay.
Um
So then I
but
would
yeah,
so
sorry.
I would say I suggest we would go to Harthenvale. And if you believe you have any friend like would you have friends in TSR? Was Kaioken a friend to like since I don't know. So I guess I would ask you that question. Were you in any alliance to the woodland elves in your time?
Yes. We have swindled the heart from one of them.
If that's the case, I suggest we go to Harthenvale. And we're close enough to TSR. If we decide to at that point, might be able to rekindle that lost flame.
Oh, no. For
Cool.
some reason, they don't know anything about her, but yes, I think that is what I want to do.
Cool. Okay, so you guys want to go to Hearth and Vale first and then figure out whether you want to continue to TSR from there?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I can only assume that you guys are gonna want to either cut straight through the forest or skirt around the northern edge of it. Uh,
Y-
what
Whatever is the least
dangerous or the least amount of time?
dangerous, least dangerous. I'd
Okay, so
rather it take longer than.
then the least dangerous is going to be skirting around the north. And when you bring this up to Kaioken, or when Kaioken brings this up to you, Yami, you having like you have a really good knowledge of the areas around you currently, right? You guys are just tucked in, just on the western side, a few miles in from the forest. If you shot straight up, it would open up to a slight plains, which would be just ahead of the tallest mountain peaks in the world. There's a mountain range up there, and you would be able to skirt the north side of the mountain, and it would kind of curve down to where, or the north side of the forest to where the mountain and the forest kind of meet, and then you could take that valley almost straight to Harthenvale. There's a river that runs the across the what's that called where the mountain meets the fucking ground.
Mountain meets the sea.
Mountain ground.
Um, Pretty much at the base of the mountain. That's it. Yeah, you could take the base of the mountain range. There's a river that runs along it and it goes
Okay.
south. And then that is where Harthenvale, where that splits into three, is where Harthenvale is located. So it would be like probably about a week, give or take,
Mm.
of travel. So versus about 3 days, give or take, to go straight through the forest so it's almost twice the distance to go
Uh,
around.
in hindsight, would we kind of have this like discussion back and forth, like, yeah, if we go this way, and then we
Hmm.
kind of like
I feel like
start
he's
to realize,
drawing like a crude drawing in the
yeah,
dirt,
okay,
being like, "This is where we're at, and here's the mountain range, and we'd have to go up about a day." And then walk around, and the
right,
curvature of going up and over would take us roughly about 5 to 6 days of normal travel. stopping every night, so on and so forth to do that.
You guys can continue figuring this out. I gotta use the
The little baby's room.
The little boys room.
Okay.
Boop it, boop it. So basically, what I would say with him is, like, I don't think we're gonna make it that long.
Mm-hmm.
We're already tired. We don't have any food or water. If
Yeah.
there's no animals to hunt, we're not gonna be able to go for a long trek, and we're gonna die before we can get there.
Interesting.
Um,
So
because like I haven't seen any sort of plant life that's like
nothing that you would
usable.
even think would be edible, right? It
Right.
all has this like super dulled down hue to it. It doesn't look like none of the vegetation or flora around here looks like edible. It looks like it's like not healthy or sickly colored slightly, where you're like, if it's too vibrant, then it's probably poisonous. But if it's not, if it's not, doesn't show like life, it's probably not good for you, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what
So,
I'm feeling.
but that is also just in the area where you're at potentially. You did like you weren't able to like because you don't have the eagle vision that you used to.
Mhm.
You weren't able to pinpoint miles away like, "Ooh, there's a good tree. There's a good tree." So you could only tell from the area that you're in.
Okay.
Who knows how far this spreads? It could be temporary. You could just be in a dead zone. You no say. No say
Okay.
nada. But you are starting to feel a little bit peckish, that's for damn sure.
Yeah.
You wanna, while Yomi is relieving himself, you wanna maybe try to hunt for something? Maybe try to see if you
Yeah.
can pick up any sort of like tracks, or maybe do the foraging deal.
Um, yeah, I think I'm gonna be like, well, if I can get us any sort of game, any sort of sustenance for
Mm-hmm.
moving forward, I think I'd feel better about going the long way.
Yeah, 100% you would.
I'd like to go and see if I can find a long straight stick, a long straight-ish stick.
Okay, yeah. So, give me a survival check.
Disadvantage, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Oops, did it
Damn.
3 times. Whoa, 4 times?
What is happening? I'm only seeing.
I
Oh my god. Okay.
okay, do
So
the
we'll
first
take
two.
we'll take the
You're good.
first two. Yes.
You're good.
Because so you clicked once and it did 4 times.
No,
Oh, you
no,
clicked twice
I
and it gave you.
double clicked it and then it opened up like what survival is. So I clicked it again and then it didn't
Ah.
do anything. So I clicked it again and then it just.
Are you clicking the word survival, or are you clicking the
I'm
fucking
clicking the word, or I mean the
the
plus
plus?
4.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
I mean, I
Interesting.
could go over and press the red one, but I'm just so used to doing that.
Yeah, you keep go ahead and stick with that. So yeah, we'll say that you got a like 220s, right?
Okay.
Which is phenomenal.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
you are able to. So from where you're at, you're like, okay, he's pooping. I don't know how long birds take to poop. Whatever. I'm
I'm
gonna go
as I'm
look for a like something.
like, does he poop and pee at the same time, or does he like?
What's a cloaca? So you so you're like, look, I need to arm myself somehow. All I have is this puny like kitchen knife that I'm gonna use as a dagger. That can't
Right.
be right. So you go about looking, and you don't find a stick per se. But if you want to roll me a D100, we'll see exactly how much of something or other you do find. All right. Well, looks like we're doing the bare minimum. So, what you do come across is it looks like an old footpath. Um, it looks heavily overgrown, about maybe about a quarter mile away almost. Like
Okay.
you start wondering like, "Hey, why the fuck all of these trees and shit are like kind of twisted and turning branches that like sharply,
Right.
try to go up or whatever.
They're like
Not
brambles, just huge.
Yeah, you're like, okay, there is not shit here for me. But you do come across this footpath that looks like it looks like compacted dirt, right? Like
Mhm.
from a lot of heavy use, and then it was grown over.
Okay.
And it kind of tips you off. You're like, okay, wait, this may have been a road at one point, and now it has grown over. So you kind of look down one way, you look down the other way, and you can kind of put it together. You see these patches of like where blackberry brambles haven't like or hadn't crawled over and then died at some point or whatever. So you follow it a little ways, kind of back towards the way you came, essentially, not towards the hill giant area, but you follow it, uh, kind of back towards Mount Asarin.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, this seems super familiar. Like you guys had to have fucking traveled here at some point or something, right? All of this stuff is kind of like coming back to you. You scratch your head a few times, and you notice off of the path, probably about 200-300 feet, um, you see tree. Well, that was weird. Trees, 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 and then there's kind of a clearing, kind of huddled out. So it almost looks like a green belt between you and a clearing on the opposite side.
Hmm.
So you're doing your little tracking thing. You kind of notice that you're like, your years of adventuring, right? You're a veteran when it comes to adventuring. You go, I'll bet you that is a campsite of some
Mhm.
sort, right? Or something. People have stayed there to stay off of the road, so you're not a threat for like bandits and so on and so forth. It's really common to clear out a spot. You go over there, and sure as shit, you see what looks like the earth has started to take back in this spot. At one point, grass had grown up to where it was like, about a foot tall or so. So it was like starting to lay over on itself. And you see like mounds where this grass has grown over.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, that's weird. And again, not vibrant grass.
Yeah.
So you go to sweat, like move some of it over, and you see remains of bodies. 2 bodies. You see these remains. Um, they're wearing like leather armor. They're adventurers. They have fucking stuff. Now, unfortunately, due to your poor luck, they don't have much stuff.
Right.
You go to pull the armor to like roll one of them over that's like face
Mhm.
down. He's got like gashes in the back of his head. And the
Are they
armor.
like Crypt Keeper,
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah. No, they're
old? Okay.
old.
Yeah, okay. So, all right.
So you got to pull him over, and like the armor just pulls apart. Right.
Yeah, and
Like
their
like
guts and stuff. It's
not even like guts, dude. This is like the maggots have done their thing and then left, and then decades passed. You know what I mean? Like these, you pull the shit over, and it's just like husks. It's almost as like the skin on these corpses are like a wasp nest. You know what I mean? Like paper.
right. Yeah.
But there is one pack that isn't untouched,
Mm-hmm.
but that is there. And looking inside, you find another dagger. You find some like I don't know if it's any good, but dried meats from like what is that, like rations, right? Like
Okay.
the old school rations, like dried meats, bread, shit like that. But it's like the bread ain't good. Toss that. I doubt dried meat stays for fucking ever, but you do find like some like a sack of
Right.
beans, a sack of rice, shit like that. Stuff that would likely keep for a very long time given no moisture, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're able to find. Make me a perception check, or no, an investigation. Sorry. All right, all right. So with a 10, it's not too hard to find that what would be considered like the second body, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would have a short sword in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
His hands all like gnarled around it, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
under him, but you're like kind of like searching through these things. You delve through dungeons. You saw
Oh
fucking
yeah.
all sorts
There's
of
a
shit.
process of like,
Yeah, this doesn't bother you in the slightest, but you're like, all right, well,
yeah,
back to work. Oh, okay. And you're doing the thing that adventurers do: loot the corpses, take the
scritchy
shit.
scratchy, scritchy scratch,
Yeah,
scritchy
yeah,
scratch.
exactly. So yeah, you're able to come away with a dagger, a backpack, some beans and rice, something that you can like maybe if you can find an animal or something, make a bone broth, make a stew,
Mm-hmm.
or even just water, beans, and rice is gonna be what you eat.
Mm-hmm.
And then so that there's your haul that you're able to find.
Cool. All right. So dagger, short sword, and I just put 1 day ration,
Sure.
and then backpack.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Backpack. Cool. Um. So I guess I'll head back to see if Yomi is done pooping. And on the way back, I want to still look for a somewhat decently straight stick because I want to
Mm-hmm.
attach one of the daggers
Give me
to
another
it.
survival check.
Okay. Bonk. Bonk.
Yeah, that's cool. Ooh, double ooh.
Yeah.
Um, you know, you are able to find sturdy sticks, but you're not able to find like straight. You're not able to find anything that could be reasonably like a shaft of a spear, but you
Uh,
could probably fashion something out of it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
there's like even some curves. All you really have to do is make it not snap when you stab in, and you're
Right.
probably good. You could find something like that. Something that's like
Okay.
real rudimentary, real
Hmm.
like is it more or less pointing away from me?
Yes.
Then I'm
Yes.
good. Yeah, you can find
Yeah.
something like
Pretty
that.
much.
Sure, no problem.
It was either that or I forget what it's called, but it's a throwing stick. It's basically kind of think of a boomerang,
Hmm.
but it just flies sideways and it's a propeller blade. And when
Oh,
you
okay.
throw it, it can like cut into stuff.
Really, that's sick.
I'll look it up.
Anyways, look it up later.
Yeah.
But so yeah, you're able to find that. So you don't have a spear yet. You'll have to take the
Yeah.
time to craft it
Right.
and all that shit. But yeah,
But
other than
I've
that,
got a walking
yeah,
stick.
you got a walking stick, man. You got a fucking cane that's almost as tall as you. It's like
Mhm.
5'10", right? So it's like, man, it's not a bad stick. So then I assume you're gonna want to make your way back, right?
Yes, and perceiving any noises the entire time that aren't my footsteps.
Gotcha. Make me a perception check.
And here's where it goes bad. Yep. We need to get a nap, dude. Like a good nap.
Hmm.
You just need to fucking roll better.
Well,
Well, we have exhaustion.
not that
So you
there's
said
not that there's anything to see. But that perception check, even if there was any like thing, you don't see anything. But then you
okay.
notice a giant shadow hover, like flying by. No, I'm kidding. No, so yeah, you make your way back. No problem. It takes you like 20, 30 minutes. Um, Yomi gets done pooping well before then, and is just kind of like maintaining whatever you got
Mm,
going on over there.
mm,
And you guys rejoin.
Um, I'll go over to him with my new found stick. Mm, and then I drop the backpack that I found. Um, found these on two dead adventurers. There's a short sword I called dibs, but you can have the two daggers, or you can have one of the daggers. Uh, and then I got some food. We'll have to split it, but
But you're
we
not
sh-
SOL.
yeah, we're not completely out of luck. But so what do you do for food when there's not wildlife? If we were to travel, we aren't gonna last long on these beans, and we could probably use the jerky as bait for something if we can find a stream. But if there's no fish, then that's
I
kind of a
mean,
waste of time.
can I head out and do the same thing? Roll a perception check.
If you want, you can fly straight up and make a
I
perception
I
check.
I would rather not since
Oh,
people
okay.
are looking for us.
Yeah, we
Well,
should
touche.
move before
So,
we do a fire or anything.
what direction would you like to look? Or do you want to try to go like off of because if you're gonna roll a history check, you're gonna be rolling off of like memory of shit that you were taught secondhand. You haven't like scouted this whole place out, but the lore keepers are fairly thorough, you think. I don't know if you can really
I
trust it,
mean,
considering that they don't remember a family that Kaioken seems to remember. but it's never been in a history book that you've read.
So can I ask, Kaioken, if you stay here, where would you suggest I check for weapons and supplies?
I have no idea. This was dumb luck. You went to go do something, and I went to go try and kill something for food, and I found 2 dead people. So I'm
Very,
not sure if the world
very dead people.
works like that. So I obviously just woke up, so I don't know the current goings of this place.
If you want to find a stream or some sort of moving water, Yomi, you were telling him about the river that runs parallel to the mountain range to the north. That would be probably the only one that you would know. You wouldn't have like the old fishing hole like several miles away from where you've spent your entire life. But that one river that is like that runs parallel to the mountain range would probably be about the it'd be a landmark type deal where like, yeah, you just go through the river. If you follow the river, you'll end up in Harthaville. You know, that's how you would know. Yeah, there's a river up north, but I don't know how far away it
So
is.
I'd want to check in that area as far as I could go
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
see if I can do a perception check on the way there. So like I'd want to fly but stay low, like
Yeah.
probably no more than like 10 feet up in the air.
Okay. So yeah, so you wanna
And
pop your head up and then just kind of like try to fly through the forest and see if you can see anything on your way. Like I don't know. You want to just go north
in
until
that
you
direction. Yeah,
okay.
in for right now, like not like I want to go as far as I can
Sure.
um while I'm like surveying the land and trying to see if I can find any resources, but I'm heading in that direction because I know that there's a stream there.
Yeah. Okay.
So the way my mind works is like maybe travelers, like obviously people follow rivers for a reason,
Yes.
but it also produces life. So if I'm flying in that direction, maybe I'll be able to find stuff that people dropped or um,
Okay.
maybe spot like a herd of animals or something like going
Something.
there to drink.
Okay. And then Kyoken, you're staying at the camp.
Yeah, and before he I would assume he would be like, I'm just gonna go take a little look see. I'd be like, all right, we'll take this, hand you a dagger, so you at least
Go ahead
have a
and
dagger.
yeah, go ahead and add a dagger to your
Okay.
inventory. Yeah,
Um,
that's good. That can be
and
thrown. It can be used with dex. So you're
yeah,
fucking thick.
and then in the meantime, I'll sit down with my
Dick.
somewhat straight stick and start like with the back of the dagger on the other one, or the sharp side, start like awing. Is that the right word? Like kind of trying to get the rough spots out
Oh
of it.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Like I'm gonna start working on the spear. Then I'm
Okay,
gonna
sure.
probably process some more of the twill, and then
Let's see here.
cut a notch for the dagger to like sit into very crudely, like
Mm-hmm.
Rambo.
All right, all right. Are you gonna want to like remove the handle and so that way it's like just the bare metal and then like work that in, wrap it and
I'd
shit like
probably
that?
just lash it directly like off to the side. Like I
Yeah,
could cut out a divot
yeah.
in the stick and then
You're
put the
doing
knife.
you're basically making a bayonet on the end of a stick.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, give me un segundo here real quick because we have a mechanic for that. Ba 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 ba. Bing bong bing 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 bong bing bong. Give me just a sec. We're looking for the DC so that way you can check. It's at disadvantage, you know, though. It's okay for you. There goes any form of monetization for this video in the future. Let's see. Special materials, smithing, that's runes. Runes, you don't know anything about that. I'm not saying anything.
This isn't Stibbles, is it?
No, no, no. Where are you? Okay, so you don't have any wood carving tools. You're just using bare, like the blade itself to work the shaft and then you're going to use the twine and everything that you have there, right? So roll me a d20 twice. So basically, roll me a d20 at disadvantage because you're trying to utilize skills that you don't have.
What? I got a 7 and then a 14, not a 21.
Wait, what?
I rolled a
Oh, I
d20
see.
twice. Yeah, I got
Okay,
a
yeah.
7
So a
and then a
7.
14.
Okay. That's not going to affect the quality because this is literally like the most rudimentary that you could
Right.
possibly make it. But what it will
Besides
do,
just a stick.
yeah, but what it will do is it will affect how long it takes you.
Okay.
So this will have ended up taking you like you can't do anything else really with a roll like
Right.
that. You really
Yeah.
can't do anything else because you're like trying to get it right so that way because otherwise as he flies away you start working at it and throughout your whole time it's like you go to tie it up but it's never like solid tie. It like rolls around which then
Mhm.
loosens up the twine so it all falls apart. You're like
Right.
fuck, right? But eventually after, we'll call it, how long do you want to fly for, Yomi?
As far as I can.
So you don't care about how long it takes you. You just want to make it to the end of the forest and back.
Well, I didn't know if we were allowed to do that or if we were basing it off of like our movement speed.
No. For the purposes of this, your movement that you make, in the amount of time that you want to spend doing this, will be affected by your rolls.
So I'd want to fly as far as I can, but since we are laying low and obviously we're both hurt, if I can see with my perception check,
You have
if it
you
is high,
We're not hurt
Yeah,
anymore. We took
you're
a long
back at full
rest.
HP. You can give yourself a long
oh,
rest, but you maintain
Okay.
your one level of exhaustion because it wasn't comfortable by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah. Yeah. So anytime you hear short rest or long rest, that's really good.
Yeah,
so
that's hit the
do I
long.
click?
Mm-hmm.
On the top, just click long rest,
Mm-hmm.
and then yes.
But you'll have to give yourself it'll automatically
He
take
did.
off the point
Oh, I see.
of
Yeah, you'll have
exhaustion,
to.
so you'll have to reinstate that 1 point of exhaustion.
Yeah, which it doesn't change anything besides the fact that we have to do all of our skill checks
Your
at
lay on
disadvantage.
hands comes back. Your
Yeah,
HP comes back.
your
And
spell slots come
then
You
back.
guys didn't take a short rest to heal any hit dice, so you're not, recovering any of those. By the way, you can do that. I totally forgot that that was a thing.
Uh-huh.
A short rest, by the way, Ricky, if you're like resting for like an hour to 4 hours, you can spend the time to utilize the hit die that you have, which is basically like a little tiny heal just for sitting and hanging out for a minute.
so how do I do the disadvantage again?
Just
So
click it twice.
click on oh, how do you actually like roll twice and take the lowest, or how do you take the point of exhaustion back?
The point of exhaustion.
So under conditions, you click on the conditions box and then you scroll down to the bottom. Unless it's automatically popped up, you just click on the one where it says exhaustion. The condition box is to the right of your AC, and it'll pull out a side menu, and then down at the bottom of that is exhaustion. It says like
Yeah,
0 through 6.
you can read what each of them do. Like
Mhm.
once you hit
Oh,
exhaustion all the way at the bottom.
it still says exhaustion 1
Okay.
even after I did long rest.
Okay, good. Sorry, I thought for some reason that it automatically.
Yeah, it should, but
Okay.
that's
Oh
that's
well,
weird.
whatever. So, you are back to full health. Your abilities and shit have come back, all that stuff, right? So you're feeling good about moving. You want to go to the edge of the forest, or how far out do you want to travel?
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, I would want to travel.
Until you hit the river, or
Yeah, if it's based off of rules, because I'm trying to find how far it is.
okay,
So I'd let Kaioken know that I'm
give
searching for the river.
give me a survival check, which of course is at disadvantage because of exhaustion.
So how do I do that with the disadvantage?
So you just
Just click it
click it
twice.
twice,
No
yeah.
big deal.
and then you take the lower of the one is going to be the score that you get. So the 11 is the lower of the score. So yeah. So as you're flying through, make me a perception check real quick, so that way I can kind of gauge how aware of your surroundings you're actively trying to be. Cool. Yeah, no, you're just looking for the river mostly. You're like, if there's something obvious out here, then I'll stop. But I'm headed for where I think I would know the river is. It's the morning. This is very much like our planet Earth. The sun rises in the east and it sets in the west. So you know roughly where east should be, because at this point it's like, I don't know, like maybe 9 or 10 in the morning, give or take. It's not quite noon, so it's got a bearing that you can follow. So if you keep it on your right, you know you're going north. So you do that. You're flying through this basically dead forest. And it probably takes you about 2, maybe 3 hours of just straight flying. Period. Um, going and going and going. And you are able to hit the edge of the of the forest. Luckily, you didn't have to slow down because you're not touching the ground, so you don't have to walk over roots and you don't have to like trailblaze basically, which would slow you down. You can just go straight through mostly. You come to the edge of the forest, and you can see in front of you is a very large expanse, miles expanse between you and the base of these mountain ranges that you know. They're basically like permanently smoking volcanoes. What you see is you see one peak, and then you see another peak, and then you see a third peak that goes way up. And then there's like it almost looks like it just tapers down to like a very mediocre mountain range that follows to your right and back south. Um, from 10 feet, you wouldn't be far enough away to see the river that you've been told about. You would have to fly up to try to get a better vantage point because it's not like perfectly flat like valley lands. There's like hills and rocky like parts that come out and whatnot. So there's obstructions that would allow you to see the actual base of the mountains itself. So you'd have to go up if you wanted to. But you know that traveling about 50 feet per 6 seconds, so 5 miles an hour in a straight line with no obstructions, you could get here in about 3 hours. So there's that.
Okay.
But yeah, along the way you didn't really see anything. It was a lot of the same. It seemed very like blanket. Just everything in this neck of the woods is not doing so hot. It's not dead, but it looks like the forest is dying. You weren't able to see any animals per se. You do as you hit the edge of this, you do hear like the air again. There is like air movement. You can maybe hear the like distant like calling of birds as you come out. But it's not like the forest is alive, you know what I mean? You're not a Disney princess all of a sudden, but you can hear the sounds of nature somewhat from outside of this forest. So I assume you're gonna turn tail and run back in, right? And tell them what you found, or are you gonna shoot up and actually get eyes on the river?
So is there any way that I can like is the forest enough where I'd be able to use it as some sort of cover while I
Yeah.
fly up?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, these are like 50-foot tall trees, maybe
Okay.
60-foot tall trees. There's some brush in there, so on and so forth.
So yeah, I would
Sick.
want to fly up, but
I like
stay underneath
the canopy.
yeah
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah.
forest.
And I mean, it's like you remember in Attack on Titan when they first like entered that one forest area when they were being chased by the Titans and Eren started doing his fighting and shit through there. Yeah, yeah. Right, that whole thing. It's
With the insects and the bees and the eagles.
exactly.
I hated that
Exactly.
the most. Just the
Dude, those are the best. I love like baby Titans. They're so
or like the
ridiculous.
ones they're like
Yeah, yeah,
That
they're
weird face that they make when it's like they're freaked out. Like,
yeah, I love the way that they just anyways. So it's very much like that. Like the forest goes and then it just stops. Like
Okay.
the forest is a very abrupt stop, so there is like a line of trees that you can like be behind, so that way you're not just out in the open of this field and you shoot up into the here or into the canopies. You're kind of like trying to make your way kind of towards the edge of the furthest canopy tree, and you do in fact see to your like kind of like front right, maybe like your 2 o'clock, several miles away, you do see a river about the size of like the Columbia.
Okay.
Like it's a big river. It's flowing. It's kind of greenish water. It's not like crystal clear blue river creek bed. It's not like mountain runoff like that, but it is a deep and wide river that you can tell very clearly.
Okay.
So, would you like to go to the river? Would you like to go back? What do you want to do?
Go to the river.
Ooh boy. Okay. So, are you gonna like try to like just use the trees still, or are you gonna go for the beeline? Yeah.
No, I'd want to like fly back down
Okay.
and do the same thing where like I
You have you have like what's that called? You have a direction, and you want to stay like inside the trees,
actually
but where you'd intercept
actually
the river.
yeah, actually I'd want to stay at the top.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
so
So
that way I'd be
getting through.
above if there was anybody else. But
Sure.
yeah, stay above but still below
Yeah.
the canopy of the forest. And then once I reach am I leaving the forest to go to the river then?
There will come a point eventually where you won't have to. You'll be real close to the river. It's a lot like rivers that we have here, where like forest will just go right up to it, and then there's like a bank, and then you're at the river.
So I'd want to go like as far as I can
Yeah.
without revealing myself out of the forest.
Sure. So, kind of eyeballing it, straight line, boom, takes you 2 more hours. So now you've been traveling for 5 more hours. And you eventually get to a point where you're roughly about 70 feet away from the actual like water of the river. And so we're going to cut back to Kaioken real quick. So what I thought initially would take a long time takes about 3 hours. You've made your spear, you fashioned it out. It's solid enough. You've worked out a divot where the handle of the fucking did you give him the kitchen knife, or did you give him the dagger?
I gave him the dagger.
Okay, so the kitchen knife has probably a more square handle,
Mhm.
right? Instead of like a round like combat, bayonet looking thing.
Mhm.
So you're able to get it to where they butt up. You're able to loop around it nice and tight. You remember not making and shit that you had to do because you're basically a mountain climber. So yeah, you're able to get that all secured in about 3 hours. You kind of sit there. You got your spear now. You can give yourself a spear.
Cool.
What's up? What's going on?
So being like not sure if he's dead or not sure if he's coming back or not sure if what, I'm gonna just start working on another project.
Okay.
So with this twill like knapsack that I have, as far as like a poncho, I want to start looking at making a hood for it, and then like sewing the hood onto the poncho itself.
You want to make it like
Because
reversible?
no, I want to be able to start sticking twigs into it to make it a ghillie suit.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, that's super sick. Okay. Yeah, that there's leaves abound, and
Well, I don't want to like leaf it up now because they're just gonna like break and fall out. I
okay,
would think. But making the hood so it's not just like a fucking weird head sticking out
sure.
of a bush.
So
Um,
it'll be interesting. I mean, okay, you had a dagger, you have a spear.
I have a short
Oh,
sword.
that's right. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. So you can stab in little
I could
polka
like
dot
literally
holes.
stab it into a log and then take my pieces and run it through to
Sure.
get straight cuts,
Yeah.
is what I would think.
I mean, no problem. I was thinking the actual act of stitching it to the hood. You don't have a
Oh,
needle. You have
that's
twine, but you don't have a
true.
needle. So you'd be making like little like basically a dotted line with your sword.
Yeah,
to then
and
like
then
Raggedy Andy
yes,
do
yes,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Yeah, yeah. Because I'm like, otherwise, if that's not what you're doing, then I don't know where you're getting
Yeah.
the fucking needle from. But
I mean, I would almost think that like since it's like not it's not like canvas where it's like super like tight
hmm
or potato bag, right?
yeah.
So like you could probably just spread it open with your fingers a
Oh
little
yeah.
bit
The
and
the
shove it through.
yeah. But if you're trying to get that to the hood, that is actually made out of like a good
No, no, no.
fiber.
I'm not trying to show that. I'm actually gonna take that off and put it in the backpack
Oh,
because I don't want people to see that at
I
all.
see. Okay, you're making a whole ghillie
Yes.
suit. Oh god, that's gonna be
Yes.
so itchy. But it doesn't matter. You got
Yeah.
rock skin basically.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Okay, yeah. Fuck
everything
yeah,
sucks
dude.
anyways.
Dude,
Yeah.
fuck it. Yeah, 100%. You can totally do that. That'll probably take you the rest of it while you're like
Almost like
fashioning
a
like
cloak of displacement.
not even a little bit, but it could be a cloak of potato. If you crouch down, you get advantage on performance for being a sack of
Ricky, she
potatoes.
doesn't want to be held by you. She doesn't like you, dude.
No, she hears somebody at the door.
Ah, okay. Um, but yeah, you can totally do that. No problem. You can
Where?
basically get your ghillie suit prepped for the night before you ambush someone. I assume it takes a long time to like actually like thread the leaves and shit in,
I
but
would think
like
so.
but like
Yeah.
you'll get it prepped. You can have a canvas poncho, sure, no problem, or a potato sack poncho.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Also, your balls are still out. Like, are you gonna make like
What are you
a?
doing to that dog?
He turned his camera off, so no. Like
Um,
your balls are out, dude. You still don't have like pants.
I mean,
You have just a top. Are you just going like fuck it, full blown? Like this is what we're doing?
it's probably pretty intimidating, right?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's intimidating in the same way that seeing your dad's balls are intimidating. Like
Yeah, you definitely avert your eyes as fast as you can. Like, oh
yeah,
god, they shouldn't be like that.
I just don't know if I'm willing to give somebody the blinded condition
Yeah,
for seeing your
right.
rock balls.
The sniper archer
Yeah, right.
lines in, sees your balls, and flinches and misses.
So, but yeah, you're more than able to do that. It's now
I
becoming
guess,
like evening
yeah,
time.
I didn't think he was gonna take off for that long. So I'm going to.
Would Kaioken be worried about that? Because he's like, I'm gonna go
I mean,
see if I can find the river, and
he's
then
he's gonna leave at some point.
hmm
If it's nightfall, he's gonna start going.
it's not nightfall yet. It's getting to be about
Right,
evening time, but
right,
if hopefully he can get there soon.
right. So, I'm gonna give it to about probably about till. Well, what time of the year would I be able to sense that it is? Like, how many hours of daylight would I have in the day?
Ugh,
Like, is
that's
it
a
cold? Is it cold out? Is it like summery feeling? Is it fall-y feeling?
it,
Like
so
general.
so it's okay. Let's see if we can make a nature check. And let's see if we can logic this out because the environment is kind of weird right now. 12. Perfect. Okay, so the environment is kind of weird, right? Like it doesn't have that frigid cold of like fall or winter. So you can definitely most likely like outright get rid of those. It doesn't have the humidity of a springtime, but it also doesn't have like scorching heat of a sunshine. Of like a summertime. So it's hard to tell. It's probably somewhere between summer and spring
Hmm.
if you had to
Okay.
guess. That gives
Okay.
you like a rough like 3 month, I don't know.
So about 6 o'clock, I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna start trekking
Okay.
out because he's dead. He said he's gonna go look for something really quick, and then I'm gonna like,
Okay.
well,
Yeah.
that sucks. Wish
Yeah.
I didn't have to
Are
carry a sorry ass all this way for him to go die by
are
himself.
are you planning on going the direction he went or
Yes.
where? Okay, so you'll start heading by 6 o'clock if he like by like
Hmm.
early evening time.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so
Just so I
it's
have enough time to, because I wouldn't be able to catch up with him.
no.
So I would basically move forward carefully, not to like disturb a ton of stuff to like
Mm-hmm.
leave a trail, and then actively be looking for and hoping to remember different landmarks that I'm like, ah, yeah, I remember there was like a shallow cave or
Oh, you mean from your time or from right now as you're
yes,
passing?
right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
If
yeah,
I
yeah,
had
yeah.
even if I
Make
had
me
it
a make me a
even
history
been
check because you did.
if I had even
This was the area
yeah.
where you did your nature thing, and you were like, "Oh, over here 5 miles, and over here 5 miles."
Ah, shit.
Dude, it's all
So
right.
4 and
It's
8. 4 and 8.
so you can put it together, right? As you're like sitting here, you're like, "I'm only gonna give him like an hour, 2 hours max, and then I'm
Mhm,
gonna go look for this river. He told me it was this direction, so I'm gonna walk
mhm,
this fucking direction." So you have a lot of time to put this shit together
mhm.
in your head, and then you remember, oh, if this is where King was, because this was a bounty that we had taken, that Saul had taken from Karen, from the adventuring guild that was in Karen. Saul had taken this one out of three. You don't remember the other two. You remember one.
One was a uh like weird disturbances at a town, right? Or was
Hmm.
that no, that's where I got teleported to that town where the beholder shaft was. I'm no, I don't remember then. No.
Okay. One of them you do. One of them you remember very well, because you guys were all talking about whether or not you should even take it. And I don't know why it didn't click in your head until just now. Well, you don't know why it didn't click in your head until just now. But one of the contracts that Saul had taken, which was supposed to have the biggest payout but the highest danger, was to go and clear out Death Alley,
Ah,
which also
which that's I wanted to go there for the for the quartz, right?
which also
That's that's
on top of the apex there was also where this blue skinned tiefling just told you to meet him at.
oh fuck, then yeah. Okay.
So that's one place, and you know that that is kind of close, not
I
really
even
kind of
fucking wrote
close.
that down. I'm not
Um,
used to notes and then
Having to actually remember them. I
well
know, right?
sticky well no sticky well yeah,
I
because
get it.
we haven't ever had
Yeah,
anything
yeah.
prevalent in the last like year and a half.
Um, there is one other place though that you kind of remember vaguely. Something about a mountain. Something about a lamia. Was that what it was? It was a
Something
a
about where the
fiend of some sort. There was kobolds. There was
yeah.
kill boxes. Yeah, it's just it's right on the edge of your tongue. But you're like,
Yep. Would I know where the Lich's like hidey hole hut was? Remember that? He had like a cave
oh, you're
that
not
went
anywhere near there.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
no, that's way south. That's way
Okay.
south. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
No, that's you're talking about the necromancer that fucked up the
Yeah, he was
ritual and turned
gonna
himself into a bone
sacrifice
claw.
me. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, no.
That was so funny.
But so you're thinking about this. You're like, man, I know this area. Like, this was the first place that you ever used your druidic spirit ability, which
Hmm.
told you that this
Communing with
hill,
nature.
yeah, that this hill was here, and there was something about this hill was the whole reason why it told you. Do you remember what that was?
There was an aberration or there was an aberration
There was
that
a
was it was a portal
to the
to a
far
different
realm,
yes.
and it was on this very hill. And that's when you hear the snapping of a twig. So, we're going to cut to Yomi. Yomi, I don't know if you're still grubbing down on some tendy boys.
I am, but I'm here.
Okay. But you've made yourself to the edge of this spot, and you're looking down. Are you looking for other signs of life, or are you just looking to make sure that yes, this is indeed a river?
I was just making sure that it was there,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so
Or
that way we knew what direction to travel in.
okay, so then in this case, we wouldn't be cutting back to you waiting. You went and you found the direction, and you're like, "Yep, this is it. I will try to remember my best." And you are when the cinematic camera, if you will, pans back to you or cuts back to you, you'll be on your way back. Give me another survival check at disadvantage.
Where are you?
I'm in Washington. All right, 16.
Nice.
Yeah, dude, no problem. No problem at all. You're doing the whole like staying in the tree line, like not going in the canopy where it would slow you down. You're not walking, you're right in between. You're doing a little like zigzag. In fact, at certain points you're hearing it as you're like getting between all these trees on your way back. Because you made this triangle basically, you know exactly how to cut back to go straight to your campsite, like a Pythagorean theorem fucking, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
the
You've
hypotenuse
got the
of,
hypotenuse. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So you're like, okay, yep, right around this area. You get back lickety split 3 hours
I wish I was high on
on
pot
pot
news.
news. I hate myself for following your lead on that, and but as you get closer, give me a perception check. This is gonna be fun.
Yes, sir. Disadvantage, yeah.
Oh yeah, you still tired as fuck, boy.
Until we rest.
Damn it.
Mhm. What do you got? It's not popping up for me. Oh wait, no,
5.
it did. It did. 5. Um. Okay. Make me a dexterity saving throw at disadvantage.
Everything's fine. Just do this.
That's all you got to do. All right. Yep.
6.
Luckily, you managed to dodge out of the way as you hear this whistling. It almost sounds like a Nerf ball, you know, like Nerf whistlers, like, and
Yeah.
you see like a handful of rocks almost come sailing past your head unbelievably fast. And you look back and you see like some beings in, like, there's about 3 people. I don't know if they're people. 3 shapes on 2 legs with, they're under cowls, and you see them slinging slings at you, like slinging rocks at you. Um, as you dodge, you want to keep going. You're almost there. You're only like 100 or so feet away from the campsite.
Yeah, if they flew past my head, I would rather just keep going. I'm assuming I'm gonna pass them just as fast.
Oh
Or
yeah,
try to.
yeah, no problem at all. So as you come through the clearing, you know that sound of like errant branches like snapping from people flying past, like tick, 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 right? Of you like flying through brush or whatever, because this just became like kind of a chase, right? So Kaioken hears the snap of these branches as you come flying out into the clearing where this hill is. You guys see each other.
As I see him, and would the direction of the snap that I heard,
It was
was
him.
that the same? Okay, so before I even see him, I have this spear that I just got done making. I'm thinking about making some pants, and then I just ready and lock and load the sphere to throw it, and
At him.
obviously wait. Yeah, well, to the noise. But if I see
Yeah.
him,
Oh yeah. Yeah. No,
um,
it's him as he comes out. Does Yomi say anything? As you crest, because you see it's getting to be kind of late, but you see you guys make eye contact or whatever. If you guys want to talk about anything.
I would stay at the ready, knowing that he's running from something. He wouldn't be so. He didn't take off in that manner.
Not true.
He didn't leave
Yeah.
breaking branches and shit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. 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 He was trying to be kind
um,
of quiet. He was trying to be a
right.
quiety boy. Okay.
Um I wouldn't say anything, but I would want to like land and like quick turn around. Almost
Okay.
like almost like land abruptly.
Superhero landing on the mount on the hilltop and turn
And
right
kind of
around.
like as I'm sliding turn around to face
Nice.
the threat.
Oh yeah, and that would perk up Kaioken immediately.
And then I would be
Immediately.
like, they don't know I'm here, so I'm gonna. Oh, I'm trying to click on your screen. I'm gonna try and hide somewhere
Okay,
and like draw him out, and we'll take care of him.
sure.
Or like, how? Wait, first, how many did you see? Like,
Saw
we have
about
this.
you saw about 3. I assume that you guys have like that like covert like how many, because you know something's wrong. You know he's probably being pursued. But Yomi, you would remember seeing 3 if that's what you want to relay to him, or if you want to use a different colloquialism or something.
I would say
Just say it. You don't have to say I would say.
shut your mouth.
If he said to
St-
me, I would
well,
say,
then put a fucking tendy in it, my boy. Hook it up.
"Come on, give me 10D."
Tendies.
I just got a passing glance, but enough to be a threat.
All right. I'm gonna hide. Let's draw them out and take them out. Steal their stuff, and then we gotta fucking go. They know we're here. If yeah, they know we're here for sure. They
Speak,
know we're
boy,
here.
speak.
Well, so maybe at some point while Anthony does this stuff, we would probably have had the conversation where it's like that gem you would know a little bit about, like it knows everything in its territory. So us hiding has been a complete waste of time, but we needed to rest.
I need you guys to make me a perception check, as you guys are both trying to discern who, where, when, and why.
Nice. 13.
Okay. I am going to do some rolling here that you guys will not be able to see,
Damn it.
but that I will be able to see.
So I'm still going and hiding. So what I was just saying was just like probably would have had a conversation at some point. I would rather not just be standing there talking about, yeah, so hey, remember that gem that that guy took from that other guy? Well, I used to have it first, and when I had it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so we did do that.
Boop. Did that pop up for you guys?
Yeah,
Nope.
good roll. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't see it.
Not
Yeah,
the roll.
that purple circle is sweet.
Not the purple circle either. You guys can't see the token then.
Nope.
Nope.
This one
Can't
right here.
see. Nope. Can't see. We're
Nothing.
still on the old screen with
Oh my
the
god,
rune.
I am so stupid. Eat my poopid. Here,
With
how
the
about that
four,
one?
with the
Okay,
four
yeah,
idiots.
I can see that one. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the one. So, as you hear yet another snap, she doesn't have a bow. Instead, she's just swinging a sling around. Do either of you guys speak Elvish?
I used to.
You used to?
I mean, actually, no, I don't think I did.
She just
I
spoke
haven't
common to you.
finished. What?
Oh, I thought you were talking about your wife.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know her character sheet exactly, but I haven't picked my languages on this character.
Oh, you poop. Well,
But
you were married to a fucking elf, dude. There's no way you don't speak Elvish.
yeah, okay.
But fill out
I
your
speak
character sheet
Elvish.
before the next session.
I know. Is
Yeah,
that
I don't think I have that either.
Well,
yeah,
you
I didn't do the
wouldn't.
background. I didn't do the background.
What? That gives you a whole like. If you took Outlander, you wouldn't even have to do a survival check for food. You just find it.
Oh, well, I have
But
Outlander. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, I know, right? I don't care if you do. So
One retcon a game.
right. So, you would hear this person come up swinging, and she would, seeing that she was like seen, would go, I want you to put all of your belongings onto the ground and walk away.
Easy enough, bitch. We ain't got none.
Is that what you say?
No, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, if that's what you say, man, then
I mean, you didn't understand what she said, so
Yeah.
yeah, true.
um, and she's speaking in Elvish.
She's speaking in Elvish.
I will put down my spear.
How?
in her.
Yeah.
Sexually.
I will start laying it down, and as I'm laying it down, like, I am a friend of the wood elves. We mean you no harm. We're just passing through. That's it.
You want to roll me a persuasion check?
Oh
my
my!
main squeeze used to be one of you.
I'm not even gonna roll again. I mean, I could do worse. So yeah, let's do it.
No, you can't do worse.
I could do.
You literally went from a crit fail, like a 1, to a 20.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for you,
This is why exhaustion is bad.
she says, even if I did believe you, I am not a friend of the wood elves. I need you guys to roll me initiative.
Damn it. At disadvantage?
Yeah, it's a disadvantage because it's a dex-based skill.
9.
Oh wait, sorry. Hold on. This
Oh.
way you can go ahead and do it again because the turn order never got cleared, my friend. Make sure you highlight your character. Yada yada yada
Highlighted.
yada.
That 1. Okay, 8. And 22. Okay, so 8.
Ooh.
8.
Where's initiative?
Next to your shield.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
1 sec here.
So then you change that one to a 4. Wait, why did it change back? I put 9. Or 8. 8 is what I should have had. Okay, keep it. Don't move it.
Eh,
8.
eh. Well, that's dumb. Layer, token layer. That's it. There
Why
we
does
go.
it keep doing that? 8.
What?
Enter. It keeps changing my turn order initiative to 8 to 22. Since we did them twice, it like keeps like grabbing the higher one.
Oh, I see. Weird. Well, it changes to 8 for me.
I guess because I keep changing it, but then like I think when you move the layers or something.
Oh,
it-
sorry, dude. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll remember it's an 8.
All right. Well, luckily, I don't think I have to do too much because she got a 20.
Oh, good.
It shows it right there. You see, it's legal. So that means there we go, and there we go. Can you guys see anything else in the turn order?
No.
Ooh, then this works. Yes. Perfect. So, first thing she's gonna do is she is going to try to hit you with that slang, kind sir.
Okay.
Hold on 1 sec. Let me. Where did it go? I miss you so. Oh. Well, can't use that stat fucking block because that one's dumb and doesn't give me what I want. So I'm gonna have to remember their deal. 1D. So 2 hit as she rolls. She crit fails, so the sling rock goes wide. You hear it like snap into some of the rubble and just right.
Yeah.
She is then going to you see her disappear, laying low around the hill as your line of sight obstructs from the rubble pile that used to be one of these tents. She is going to she's gonna make a stealth roll, right? So she's gonna try to hide because she broke line of sight. I need 20. So she's gonna make a stealth roll. That is going to be a reference that you guys have to use to see if your characters, because you as players will know where she is, but as characters, you'll have to make a perception check, otherwise you won't be able to see her. So basically, she's going to set the DC for you guys to try to perceive this one person. Cool?
I see. I see.
Which
Yeah.
is how it should be, and not how she crouches.
And goes invisible.
So she makes a 16 for her stealth. So that's higher than your guys' passives, which means that you don't just automatically, so you do lose her. You'll have to beat a 16 on your perception checks in order to be able to see her.
And those are at disadvantage, so that's going to be tough.
Yes.
Okay,
So
so
actually, that's where she ends her turn. But luckily for you guys, that this is probably going to redo it a little bit. Boop. And there. Oh. This one comes out. As she has, you should be able to see it now in
how'd she
your,
circle us already?
because they,
I thought they all came from one direction.
yeah, they all came from one direction, but it doesn't mean that they all stayed in one direction.
Oh, I guess we did we did talk for a few seconds, so they could have been able to move 30 feet or so in
Or
2
dash
seconds.
in order to
Yeah,
get
yeah, yeah.
over.
That
They
makes sense.
are,
That makes sense.
they are elves, so they are stealthy boys. This one from this side is going to attack our boy Yami over here. She does a 16 hit? Yami?
Yeah, it does.
All right. Plus 2. All right. So she deals 6 points. Oh, damn. She got max damage on that. She deals 6 points of damage as you didn't. Oh, she would have had advantage. I'm going to roll the d20 one more time just to see if I crit. I don't. Cool. So she whips it and it smacks you in the back. Not in the back of the head, but like in the back, like the upper back. Because you were looking at the one elf that appeared. You didn't notice the one that was circling around. Smack. She hits you. And she is also going to run. And now she's going to make a stealth check. And she's broken line of sight. She rolled a 22. So you guys have to beat a 22 in order to perceive her.
Yes.
So both of these two are now out of your line of sight. Next up is Yami.
It's actually me. He didn't change his to a 4.
Oh, I'll do that for him. 4. There we go. Boop. Now, Mr. Kaioken, it is now your turn.
Hearing the thing behind me, but seeing the first threat, I'm gonna move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
Yep.
and then 30,
Yep.
and then perception.
At this point, you're close enough. You don't even have to. You're
Okay,
close enough to her, and it's not darkness yet to where you can see her crouched with her sling in hand, ready, and she kind of like you come around the corner and kind of take her by surprise a little bit. So not like it wouldn't give you advantage, but you know what I mean. Like she kind of like, oh, wasn't expecting you right there at that as you're coming around the corner when you come. But
a little bit of retroaction. I guess I use my action to pick up the spear, and then I move to.
I assume you picked up your spear like as soon as she whipped it at you. You were already down on the ground.
Okay.
There's no way that you would have stood up and then went, okay, time to pick it up. You know what I mean? That's dumb.
Right.
Narratively,
Then
that wouldn't make any sense.
if I see her right there and I'm out of movement, I'm gonna try and throw the spear at her.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Bonus action first, rage.
Hey, does
Yeah.
the spear have range? Does that say
Yeah. It's
not
versatile,
not
thrown.
thrown? I mean, does it have reach? Does it have a reach property?
It's 5 feet, so.
So you could reach her.
Oh, I
Oh,
could.
oh, wait. Does it say reach?
It says 5-foot reach.
Okay.
So does my short.
Yeah, never
or
mind.
short.
So weapons that have the reach tag have an additional 5. Like a halberd, you can hit from 10
Okay.
feet away. Sorry,
So
just wanted to make sure.
So I can't hit her from melee from here.
I don't believe so.
I
Let
don't
me.
think so either, because we've never played it like that. You've always had to get right up
That's
next to them.
also partly
Because
because we've played
I remember
incorrectly.
I've watched. So if let's say these are 5-foot squares.
Yeah.
Let's say even in this distance, I could stand all the way at the back of the 5 foot, and she could stand all the way back in the 5 foot. I wouldn't be able to reach her with the sword.
Because you wouldn't necessarily like you would be standing almost always in the center of the 5 foot.
Mhm.
Right? That's the point, is that like within your range, but she's also standing at the center of her own 5 foot square. That's why, dude. There's
So
a
I
whole
can.
XP to level 3 video where he talks about.
I watched
Yeah,
that one last night.
yeah. So it
But
does.
if you're deeming I can reach her with a melee attack, I will do so.
You can't, unfortunately.
Okay, then I
Yeah.
will still throw it.
So yeah. Just so you're aware, for the future, if you get or a weapon that has the reach property, not that it
Mhm.
tells you what its reach is, but that it has the reach property, that
Right.
means that it's an additional 5 feet that you can use it. Just throwing it out
So
there, like
this
halberds
both
and
of them
glaives.
both of them say 5-foot reach.
Look at a halberd real quick. Just pull up a halberd on your inventory,
Okay.
and you'll see that the range then becomes 10 feet for melee.
Yeah, yes,
But it
I see
has the
that.
property tag reach, just like how
Right,
versatile
I
is
see.
on the spear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I assume that you're going to be throwing this, right? I think this is
Yes,
what
I
you
will be
said.
throwing it. Yep.
Okay, go ahead and make me an attacker roll.
A Tekka roll with the spear. Why can't I see
With the
the?
Spear
Oh,
of
because I'm in
Destiny.
the spear of destiny. And I raged
18 fucking
beforehand.
hits for sure. 18 hits.
Hell yeah. And then this will be at a. So wait, that's simple. Wait, okay.
It's
What is this?
a D8 is if you're using two hands to melee attack it. A ranged, you're just using the single D6, I
Okay.
believe.
So I would be doing 1d8 plus 4, then plus the 2.
Is it a D? Whoa, wait. Is it a D10
No, 1d8 for
versatile?
melee for versatile.
Which you're not. Versatile is when you're using it two hands. That's why, like, if you use a longsword two handed, it's a
Oh.
D8. If you're using it one handed, it's a D6. Same exact thing with a spear.
So I'm just throwing it one. Oh, I'm throwing it. Duh.
Yeah.
I was
So
thinking that I was okay. Sorry. Reroll.
you're
Reroll
good. You're
this.
good. One D. Wait, what? Oh, you
Why is it?
used a melee attack. That's why. Gotcha.
I'm so confused. Stars without number. Why have you ruined my brain?
A
Okay,
D20
so
plus
let's just go
6.
with that. So
Yeah, sure. Fuck
I
it. That's fine. A piercing one-handed damage is 9. Right?
do I get the +2 from? No, because it's a melee damage. Melee damage. This is range damage.
Gotcha.
I'm talking about rage. Rage.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I get the +2.
Does it? It would specify like just a weapon attack.
Melee damage with strength weapons.
Then yeah, you're
So
not getting it if you're throwing your
yeah,
spear.
yeah. Piercing, slashing damage. Yeah. Bludgeoning, piercing, slashing.
Yeah, sorry. Just a heads up. I'm purposefully trying to get us to be more about the rules because
Yes.
we are sticklers for the rules as it
Yes.
goes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where I'm like,
It's full. It's fine with me.
yeah.
I'm cool with it.
So I have no problem slowing it down because that way you and me and Ricky are gonna learn the
Well,
rules
and
better. So that
we've
way I
been
can
out
tell
of
you
this
what's
for
bullshit.
I've been
Yeah,
out of this for almost a year, so this is
that's
good.
true.
We learning.
Weed learning. Okay, so uh,
That's my turn. Movement, bonus action, action.
so you deal. We'll call it for this time. What? Oh, a D6, right? Yeah, because it'll just do a D6. Plus your 4 because it's strength based throw, which you can do. That's
Shit. Do you want me to re-roll this then?
no.
Since
That's
I
it.
clicked the 1d6 plus 4 and then
Yeah,
it did the
it did 9.
okay.
It's funny because it did 9 for both. Your 1d6 plus 4
Oh, that's why I'm confused.
is
Okay.
5 plus
All right.
4, and then your
Yeah.
1d8 plus 4 was also 5 plus 4, which is fucking awesome. So yeah, so you deal 9 points of damage to her. Sorry, dude. Give me one sec here. I probably should have noted her fucking HP. All right. Oh yeah, instantly, you see this hit her real hard. She's not down. She is definitely bloodied at this point. Yeah, that was a gut shot straight to the fucking midsection. She curses in Elvish, the Elvish equivalent of fuck, right, as it hits and kind of takes the wind out of her sails. So that was your
needle-dicked bug fucker.
holy shit. Hey, that is our word. Anyways, is that your whole turn right there?
That's my whole turn.
All
That's all I
right.
can do.
So next up is ya boy, Yami.
Is she turned to face him?
You can't see her.
Yeah, you have no idea. You just hear the sounds of battle on the other side of this like rubbish tent, which is why you guys can see. Yeah, you guys can see. Which is why that big square there is just a big rubble pile of what
Yeah.
used to be someone's home.
Okay. So I would like to move in this direction. Did that show?
Yeah. I see what you did. So you moved 20 feet of your walking speed, and then I assume that you flew the additional 20 feet to get behind her.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And as I flew, I did the same move that I did in the beginning, where I'm kind of hovering a little bit,
Yeah.
You're
Of
like
course.
skimming.
and then I wanted to attack from behind with like a downward stab
With the short sword?
that I'm using.
Oh,
a
the dagger. That's right. Yeah. Go ahead and make your attack roll with that dagger with advantage because you are behind her. We're doing flanking again. Pointing this out, we're doing
Nice,
flanking for
nice.
this. We're doing flanking for this. When it gets to my actual campaign, flanking won't be on the table.
Okay.
There'll be a basically you have to do a skill check to. So that's a D20. Yeah, you whiffed on that one. So you came down. Oh wait,
No,
advantage.
you got
Yeah, sorry. Do it again.
You got the 22.
22. Yeah, that's it. I see. Sorry, I thought that was still the Kaioken spear up there. I wasn't reading. Yeah, fucking roll that damage for that 22, my dude. Sick.
+5. Nice.
There it is. All right. So, what is that? Yeah, you come up from behind her and fucking stab her right in the fucking throat. Like in the side, like puncture into her throat, and you just hear the as she goes down unconscious and dies.
First kill.
Dude,
Nice.
you got the fucking first actual kill.
First kill in the campaign.
So I'm
One
going to
shot.
replace her with an X here, so that way you remember where the body is when you guys go to do the thing that adventurers always do, which of course
Have sex with the corpses.
is defile corpses. Yes. Okay. Cool. So that takes care of that muddy fuck. Next up on the combat order, then, since she's dead, the Azavan is going to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 make herself known. She is going to attack your boy here. Let's see. I'm going to have her roll a stealth check to see if she can maintain being hidden since she broke LOS and then you flew away and were engaged with something else. I'm going to see if she can maintain her stealth. Cool?
Like not making noise as she
As
comes
she
up on the side.
as she comes up on the side.
Yeah.
She rolls a 22 versus I'm just going to give it your passive because you're not looking for her while you're killing somebody. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Is that copacetic? Cool. So she's going to roll with advantage to attack you with her sling. There's a 5. Thank God for advantage, and a 10. That neither of those hit, I assume.
No.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Cool. So she fucking whips it, and you hear the of this rock that fucking hits from around you, but she's used up all of her movement, so she can't really like hide, and she doesn't have what you would consider like bonus actions. So, she's out in the open. Next up is going to be the KO of Ken, unless he wants Yomi to go first for right now.
No. We're just going pee-pee.
Ah.
Where are you, Antony?
His green screen will show the DM magic, so he can't. So I would see Yomi get hit from his left.
He didn't get hit. It actually whiffed right past him, but you would see a
Oh.
rock come sailing across your sight line behind him.
Let me try this again. Okay, so I would go 5, 10,
Oh,
15,
oh.
and then I'd probably stop. How do I? Okay, so I'd use.
I don't know how Ricky did it either.
I don't need. So I'd use
Ricky,
15 until
what are
it.
you doing when you move your guy using that measure tool?
Because
I would love to know.
I just click it and hold with my left click,
Okay.
and then as I move it, I'm clicking I'm still holding the left click,
And
but
you're
I'm
doing
clicking
the
the
right?
right.
Okay, so you're dragging your guy.
Yeah. But if
Ah.
I go here, I'd go to this square, right
Until you,
click,
yeah.
and then move up from there, right click,
Okay,
right click.
okay.
And then if
Oh
you let
my
go,
fucking god. All
It's
right.
weird. I don't see how to. And then you.
And
I
then
don't
let
think
go.
it saves it.
And then let go.
I
Oh.
don't think it
Mine
doesn't
doesn't do
save it,
that.
but it should. No, yours was doing it.
It was making the mark, but
Like
it
if I
wasn't.
But I
move
don't know.
right
I don't
here,
know how to move the token immediately
Yeah.
afterwards.
What?
Is what I'm.
Yeah.
Are you doing snap to center, or
so
snap to corner, or no snapping?
so all I'm doing is like if I'm right here, let's say I go here, mark that. Oop, that didn't mark. There we go. And then go down, mark here, go here.
Oh,
mark
okay.
here. And then
Yeah, there it is. Okay.
And then I let go.
So Dan,
of my left
highlight
click.
your token,
Okay.
right? And then drag it, or and then without moving it, maintaining your finger on your left click, hit the right click, and that'll start it. And then every right click is a new node. Oop, see how I did that?
Are you're doing the snap to center thing, right? So
No,
on your
no,
character.
actually I'm not. I'm just using the select tool, like just a pointer tool. I'm not actually doing the measurement tool.
And then you go to settings
So-
or the hourglass or whatever.
No. Just go to your
No.
go to the arrow, right? Your regular select tool.
Yeah. Okay, I have that.
Highlight your token, right?
Okay.
And then hold it down. When you see that little thing come up, maintain holding it. Hit just right click your mouse button, and then
Oh, look at that. Oh, but it moves so fast.
yeah, and that's okay because for us it shows it dragging. As long as you
Right.
node everywhere where you're turning, it will continue to count.
I see. Okay. Okay. So I would basically move some of my movement this way.
Yeah, 15
To
feet I think
see
is
if-
what you had.
Yeah, to see if I saw anything.
Yeah, immediately she's not hiding. Oh, well, she was hiding until she attacked.
Mm-hmm.
She's
okay.
no longer hiding now. She's just out in the open with her sling, another rock in her sling
Let
already.
me try that again. Click. Then click. Oh, I don't like this.
It's not doing anything on the
Yeah.
screen.
I know, it's right click.
We can figure it out
and
later.
click.
Just you know what
Okay,
to do.
I'm gonna move forward the
There you
10
go.
feet.
So yeah, you're at 25 out of your 30 feet.
And then I'm going to pull out the sword.
The short. The bork.
Are we doing that as an action?
No.
Okay, then I'm gonna take that out and then 2-weapon fighting, hit her with
The dagger and the short sword.
No, the sword. Then I'm gonna do an unarmed strike.
You have to have a light melee weapon.
Damn
for
it! Never mind.
Yeah, it has to have the light property and it has to be a
I was
melee
like,
weapon. You
my
could
hands are.
if you still had the dagger, you could do
Yeah,
short sword and
no,
then dagger,
it's
but
in the spear and that's impaled on the woman.
and that's different. Yeah. Sorry, bud.
Nah, okay. I didn't realize I had double attack like at level 1. But
Everybody has that, but it has to be 2 light melee weapons.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so I'm just going to clickety clack, roll to attack.
All right.
Huzzah. Does
Damn, yeah, that
21
definitely
hit?
hits. I mean, no, she has
Oh, max damage.
mithril. Fuck, dude. Yeah, all right, good. So you same deal. You just run up and just slash right across her chest, and it just gashes open from like shoulder. There's a little bit of like a chest plate from armor, but you put a big gash right like a few inches into it, and you see that you've opened up some sort of fucking artery or vein. She's already instantly bloodied once again, and she's not feeling so hot.
So that would be the end of my turn. My rage continues since I made an attack, and
Yep.
my turn is done.
Perfect. Yomi, it is your go, my man.
So I see everything that's going on. I would like to fly, yeah,
Sick.
and attack from the side.
Okay. Do it. With advantage. You guys are flanking. Again, can't say this enough. That's not a crit, right? No, that's not a crit. Thank God. Yeah, that definitely hits with the dagger. So go ahead and roll your damage. What?
That's weird.
Oh, you rolled a 1 and then you have a +3, which is why it's in a red box.
So there's a +0? That's weird.
Yeah, you have no other bonuses to that.
1 + 3 equals
Yeah.
4 plus a 0. Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you deal 4 damage. She has 1 hit point left. Like she's doing that thing where she's and she's like going to continue trying to fight. Actually,
Does she run?
yeah,
There's 3. There was
yeah.
3 though. So
Actually, there's no. You can see the look in her eyes as she's like, she's on death's door. You guys were just there. You know the fight or flight response. Kaioken definitely does.
Mhm.
She's going to run on her next turn. She's going to try to get the fuck out of there. Luckily for you, Mr. Kaioken, hold on, I'm going to go back to this, go to this, go to this. Bip. Somebody the third member of the party that you guys didn't see.
Yep.
Chilling right there. You guys never were able to passively see her or otherwise. She is going to attack Yomi with her sling at advantage.
Bitch.
Yeah, I know,
Going
right?
for the healer. That's smart.
No, she's going for the one that's in front of her. Does a 12
Yeah,
hit?
I know.
Oh, wait, hold on.
No.
How about
Advantage.
a 9? Yeah.
No.
Okay. So she whiffs it. She sees that her friend is going to get the fuck out of there. She is also going to fucking use her movement to get the fuck out. So she is going to, wait, 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 30. She's broken line of sight. She's going to do the old stealth-a-rooney to see, to set the DC for if you guys end up trying to chase her and see her. So she rolled a 10. All you guys have to do is actively try to perceive a 10. Because she broke line of sight, I won't just give it to your passives. But she goes nope and then dips the fuck out. Brings it back up to this one. She is going to use her action to disengage. And she is going to she does not have much that she can do. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. She's going to try to stealth, but I'm going to do it at disadvantage because she's got 1 hit point. She's not going to be very stealthy, and she didn't really she broke line of sight, but you could probably hear her as she's trying to run away.
Ow, ow, ow.
Luckily, it's a disadvantage because she rolled a 19. So if you guys come around the corner, you'll be on her. You won't have to worry about it if you can make it over there. Otherwise, you'll have to, if you're going to actively try to perceive her, it'll be a 19 DC. So that is going to end her turn. Kaioken, it is your turn. Technically, the threat has not gone away yet.
Left click. Left click.
Oh, hey, you guys can see my stream, right?
Yeah.
So check this out. So I have I've clicked on her and I've highlighted. You can see me moving her thing, right? So
you can do that.
while holding it as if I'm going to drag it, right click,
Oh.
Right click, right click, and then let your left click go.
I see. Oh, but it's inverted. That's so weird. Five. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, there you go.
That,
There you go. There you go.
I mean, I got so confused with the. So you can keep doing the right clicks, but you have to keep the left click.
Yes.
Left click. Okay.
Yes.
Let me try that one more time. Eh?
Dude, when we get back to Josh's campaign, this is gonna be so we're gonna be like
What is
gods.
mine, dude?
Yeah. I
I
want
don't
to
like
go
how fast
everywhere.
it freaking moves, dude.
Yeah,
I can't do this. It's like inverted and
that's fine. I mean, you can also just count
it,
squares and move your guy. Doesn't have
yeah,
to be.
okay. Okay.
Maybe
Oh,
there's an option to like
okay.
slow
If
down
you
how fast
if you
it.
no, if you hold the right click, it does that. But I can go bonk, and then I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and get in front of her. I'm doing a dash,
Okay.
and well, actually, so I would just keep running.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Let's.
So
I would run
dash
right past
action.
her. Yes, dash action, and then run right past her.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ah!
Do me a favor. Can you still maintain going over here? Because she's not really gonna like sidestep and let you like enter her space.
Oh, I can't just accidentally bulldoze her over.
I mean, not necessarily unless you want to learn how to gore somebody. That's a maneuver you can learn.
I just need that spike armor.
That's oh. Anyways,
I can
if it's
try.
all the same to you, I don't mind. I think you actually gain
Let me
5 feet
try.
if I place you where you were at.
Okay, so if I went
Oh, that's cool.
here, bonk. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
there
can
you
do
go.
that.
Right in front of her. Perfect. So you're effectively cutting off her path. Do you have a bonus section that you want to do?
I have rage, my last point of rage.
Also, if you wanted to talk to her very quickly, a skill check of intimidation, persuasion, or deception is not going to be an action.
I am going
'Cause
to try and persuade her
what is
in
something very
Elvish.
quick that you would say in Elvish?
We didn't want this. We didn't want to fight. Let us pass.
All right, and you want persuasion?
Yeah, that sounds pretty scary though. For
I
I
mean,
like
you're not telling her get the
teleport, run right in front of her. We didn't want this.
yeah, right. You're not telling her get the fuck on the ground. We didn't want this. You know what I mean? You're not telling her, I'll fucking kill you if you don't.
She's
Listen to
like,
me. Go ahead
she's
and
thinking she's like stealth and safe. I'm like, ah.
yeah, right. So go ahead and
Ah!
give me that old persuasion at disadvantage.
Yeah. Oh, ignore that. That's performance. Persuasion.
No, dude, that's hot.
That's hot. That's hot fire. Here's some more hot fire. Yeah, yeah.
That's not looking good. Okay, so a 9.
9.
So her reaction to you doing that, there is a reaction table, and I rolled on it. I rolled a 4 out of 12. So she's not really like she's not super hot about you guys, right?
Right.
She's like,
She's doing something for a reason, and
yeah.
it's not just that we encroached on their territory or something.
Who knows?
I'm
Who knows? Regardless, she does not seem super receptive to a 9 persuasion.
To
Yeah,
Hey!
she's like, you know what? Something about this guy. I don't know if I can trust him. So you can immediately tell that she's like, but she doesn't respond immediately. So that's the end of your turn.
Yes.
Oh here, beep beep. There we go. So now it is, Mr. Yomi.
Since this character, can you see that highlighted?
No, just hold down on it and it'll do the little ping. Yeah, that one.
So since she broke line of sight, I have to do a perception check to be able to fight her.
Unless you get right on her, like,
Unless we
you know what I mean,
go to
like,
the area that,
yeah, like if
yeah,
you
that
if you
she
were to
went.
come over here or something, you'd have to do a perception check to see if she continued running. You know what I mean? Like you don't know where she went
so I would
to beat her stealth.
If you followed the blood.
Yeah,
I
if
mean,
if you followed her path, or at the very least, you know that she disappeared around this corner. So if you fucking like did
Yeah.
a straight like fly over this way, you wouldn't need a perception check. Yeah, a perception check to do that.
Okay.
Because
so
you'd
I-
effectively be just right the fuck on her.
So I would run and follow the blood, and then take off flying again.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah. And so
See her.
immediately you're on her, and she's like leaned up against the fucking she's leaned up against the shamble, like the garbage pile here of what used to be a tent. She's got this little tiny dagger out, and she's just like holding it up to you. But her eyes are like she's still in flight mode. Unless
Then even though I don't speak Elvish, I would say we didn't want this, and then go in for the stab.
yeah. He's got the scent of blood. We didn't want this. Why are you forcing us to do this?
Why do you make me?
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead and roll me that shit. Roll me that stab check. Yeah, oh yeah, you hit her. How do you want to do this? How does your prison shanking go? Because no matter what, she had 1 hit point left. As long as you hit, you're killing her.
So I feel like I feel like this was put on us. So I want to do it swiftly, a quick, just straight to the temple. I don't want her in pain. She's already been bleeding out so quick.
Yeah, dude, you just fucking roll up and pop her like you're putting a cattle down, just like right in the side, and you see just, and she's just instantly dead. Maybe some slight convulsing. Who fucking knows? Whatever. So that's the end of your turn. Or do you have a bonus action that you want to do?
I have no bonus action.
It's
Yeah,
so I'll give. How about this? I'll give you one chance. If you want to do this, it's up to you. Not saying that you have to. There's definitely nothing like extra, right? That is like here's a secret option or anything. But because you haven't done this before, there is always non-lethal damage. I probably should have mentioned that ahead of time, like in your guys' first combat.
Right.
Dan definitely knows that there is non-lethal damage that you can declare. I don't want to kill her, but I would like to incapacitate her or knock her out. So if you wanted to, you could retcon this as instead of killing, that you would want to knock her unconscious. Now keep in mind that her and her troop have tried to actually kill you as far as you know. And whatever exchange Kaioken had with the first one that you guys killed, it didn't look to go very well. Just throwing that out there.
yeah.
Okay, good.
And that's why I would stick with the killing, because we've already been separated, but the last thing that I know is I've just gotten attacked by 3 different people. We've already killed one, so we made that decision.
Yeah.
Like you engaged us, we're fighting back.
Yep.
That's a good
And
point.
then Kaioken went in the other direction.
And so you don't want an enemy at your
just like,
back. Yep.
I'm finishing this off. I don't want you to run back and get more people.
I have yet to meet anybody in our play group that would have done anything otherwise. I just wanted to tell you that the option is there. Because everybody in our group would have been like, fuck her. She drew first blood. Goodbye. Right?
Well, that in the previous engagement when he tried to tell her, they just
Yeah.
shrugged it off.
Yeah. And then we're like, nope.
Kaioken already tried to say, we're not here to fight, and laid down his spear.
Yeah.
And even showing that act of like non-aggressiveness.
Exactly. They still press their advantage that they thought they had.
They don't want to talk.
Perfect. So is that the end of your turn, or do you have a bonus action that you can do, want to do? Wait, here.
Lay on hands and then kill her again.
Hold on a sec. I have an idea. Just so you're aware.
I'm sorry.
I think you still technically have 10 feet of movement. I think if you wanted to try, since it's 65 feet, if you had 10 feet of movement to diagonally go up and over, you could technically try to throw your dagger and hit this chick. It would be at disadvantage. but you'd be
The
within.
Call of Duty
Yeah,
360.
you could totally do the tomahawk kill from Summit.
So I want to do that.
Yeah,
But
fuck it.
as
Oh,
as
yeah.
I leap into the air, I'm gonna do a 360 turn and just yeah.
Yeah, all right, sick. So go ahead and roll a regular attack since you're attacking with Dex anyways. It's the same for a ranged as it is with a melee. So go ahead and roll an attack roll to throw that fucking dagger.
Do I do it twice?
No. Just,
Yeah, with disadvantage. Yeah, I mean
oh,
it's worse. I think you rolled a 1, so that's a crit fail. You really can't get any worse than that. All right, so yeah, your dagger just kind of and Kaioken, you would see this like this slight little like shadow because there's no light that would glint off of
Right.
it, but you would just see a thump, and it just sticks in the ground like just to her side. So you see like this little fucking
So
but
a light.
what?
too bad you can't divine smite from that and then do an AoE.
Yeah, right.
No, I can't do anything, but
Yeah.
I just threw it and it landed next.
You're like, yeah,
Yeah.
got her.
Yeah,
No,
got
yeah.
her.
So she can pick it up. So she picks it up. No, I'm kidding. So she is still definitely not wanting to stay here, since it is in fact her turn. So she's going to take the disengage action and she is going to attempt to run straight to the side, her full 30 feet. So she gets about 15 feet away and she begins to go into the clearing. Kaioken, are you going to chase after her?
Yes.
Okay, so she is 30 feet away from you.
And I will move 30 feet up
Yep.
to her, then make an attack.
Yeah, so we'll say that what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put her over here and you over here. This is where you would end up 30 feet from where your like tokens actually are.
Okay.
And you want to make an attack?
I want to make a grapple attack.
Thank you very much. Okay, so go ahead and make me an athletics check with just a straight roll because you're raging, right? You're raging. You have advantage, but you're exhausted, and so
it
it's a
evens out.
disadvantage. So it's a straight roll. So 1 athletics. So 14 sets the DC for her. So she is going to try to use acrobatics to get out of it, to kind of slink her way out of it. So she is going to and shika shika. Oh yeah, nope.
Damn.
Whoop. And she's out. Do you have a bonus action that you can use?
No.
So, Yomi, it is your turn. You're quite a ways away. I don't know that you necessarily.
80.
Yeah, 80 plus 30, or 60,
Well,
65 plus 30, so 90. You're about 100 feet away. You're in the air, so you're flying, right? So technically speaking, you could catch up to her and get in front of her if you dashed.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because that would be double your flight movement, which would be 100 feet. She's 90 feet away. You could whoop and then just drop right in front of her as a blockade. If you were so inclined.
Because I don't have. Let me see.
Yeah, you're unarmed right now.
Grapple. Can I try to grapple her?
Not with the
It
same
would be your
action.
action to dash over there 100 feet.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, I
But
would do that.
she's
Try
about to
dash.
become a Jill sandwich. Let's see. I'm gonna roll a reaction for her. If this is a 2 or lower, no, it couldn't be a 1. It would have to be a 2. So if this is a 3 or a 2, then she is going to forget that she can disengage as an action because she'd be too terrified of having Big Man on the back and Birdman on the front. Nope. Yeah, she fucking disengages and she's gone. So now you guys are chasing this person here. We will keep the turn order, but we're out of like this map of combat. So I'm going to clear these drawings. I'm going to put you guys in the center here.
Yep.
So,
Terrain-ish.
yeah. So here we are. We'll say that there are, just for giggle shits, I'm going to just put up a bunch of like little trees and shit every once in a while, right?
Boulders and
Yeah. Whatever these are obstructions that
brush.
you have to
Yeah.
get around, right?
Yeah.
So, for her, she is going to disengage as an action. The motherfucker doesn't get a bonus action because she's not a goddamn PC. But she is going to 15, 20, 25, 30 feet over this way. And she's like, and since it took her full action to do that, that's all she can do is just try to get away. It is now Kaioken's turn.
Okay, left click.
And you never recovered your fucking spear, did you?
Nope, it's back there.
Can you throw your fucking short sword? Is that like a does that
It
have
doesn't say.
it doesn't have a
I,
thrown property, so it'd be an improvised weapon.
yeah, and I
It's
don't
not
have that,
worth.
so yeah.
No. Well,
Um,
anybody can use an improvised weapon, by the way. Know that. Like anybody
well,
can
bar
use
fighter's just better at it, right?
they get
Tap fighter.
proficiency.
Yeah,
So
so
yeah.
anything can be.
So it would be
thrown.
just a d20 plus your dex if you wanted to throw it as a ranged weapon. Just your d20 plus your dex, and then if it hit, it would only be a d4. So it's either that or
Why
you.
would I can't do this. Click. Bring
Just
up
hold
the thing.
like you're dragging it.
So move it away real
I
quick,
see,
like
I see, I see.
slightly.
Yeah.
Like just hold and drag.
Wait, why did it do that? Okay, wait.
There you go. Yep, there it is. That was
I
20.
did it, but well, it did a weird like because I right clicked. So I was right here because she was in the middle.
Yeah.
So click.
The only
See,
time
why
where
is it
you
like
would
that?
Look.
30. What?
So check this out. So boop, 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 boop is what you're looking
Oh,
for.
you're doing individual
That's just
clicks
what
for
I'm
each
doing.
one.
That's
or
just what I'm
you
doing.
can or you can drag to the end and just right click the last
Mhm.
square and it'll say how many feet there are.
Yeah, as
Like
long
how
as you
many
drop a
distance.
node where you're at and then drop a node where you're going, it will drag your character. Which the dropping the node is the right click while holding your left click down. Yeah,
Okay.
there you go. Boom.
I
Look at
got it.
that.
Wow, I
Fucking
did
A.
it. I'm learning.
So you, yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
bonus action rage
There you go.
because I
Because you,
lost my
yep.
rage on the last one, and then I'm going to try and grapple her again.
Fucking A, do it. Do it to it, muchacho. Give me that athletics check, straight roll.
Yeah. Oh, she's fucked.
Ooh.
Oh, there's a +2 in there also from the
I thought that was for melee
strength
attacks.
checks. Strength
Okay, yeah.
checks.
Yeah.
Advantage on wait. Advantage on strength checks and saving rolls,
Mhm.
not attacks. +2 for okay. That's for melee damage.
For damage that you
is-
do.
Okay, so never
So,
mind. 26.
let's see here. Her dex is a +4. So that means that even if she rolls a 20, she couldn't get out of this.
True.
So you have her grappled. Her movement speed becomes 0. She can still attack and everything, but she can't move.
And I don't have any more movement.
So, but
I don't have
you've
an
got her
action
held.
to use. Yeah, I've got her held. Yomi!
So Yomi, it is you. You look over, and just as it's starting to get like pretty dark, you see Kaioken grabs this motherfucker, and he's got her grappled.
So I'd want to swoop over, and since
Start
I don't
punching
have
her.
a weapon, yeah,
Body
just gonna
shots.
fucking
Just
start
start
gut
going into
punching
the
her.
fucking. Do you have talons, by the way? I don't know if that's a thing that you have. Like,
It's talons is slashing damage.
yeah,
Ooh, hell yeah. Is that
is
two-weapon fighting?
that what you want to use? Nah, it's unarmed strike.
Yeah, talons. I'd have to roll.
So go ahead and roll me that attack. You've got, I believe, one sec. If your target, if the grapple, blah 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 blah. The grappled condition. The grappled condition says that they become incapacitated. Incapacitated says that they can't take actions or reactions. What in the fuck? Oh, no, never mind. Sorry, that's if the grappler. Yeah, so the only thing that happens is that its speed becomes 0. It doesn't.
So I'm pretty sure that
Yeah.
whiffed it.
Yeah, 7 misses. 7 misses. Do you just have the one dagger?
Not
Or
anymore.
the talons? Okay. Yeah, that's too bad. Okay. Then is there any other bonus action that you have? I don't. I think the only one you have is two weapon fighting, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So no.
So then that is that. Now it is up to her. She's going to try to escape again, but she can't. So, let's see. She can still attack. I'm wondering. Yeah, it doesn't. So restrained is where she would have disadvantage. You basically have her around the waist, but her arms are still like out. I guess is what
Mhm.
is what the condition of grappled says to me. So she's going to try to attack Kaioken behind her with a dagger that she has. She's gonna fucking like wrestle around. There's one like
Right.
hidden in her belt loop, so she's gonna try to stab from behind. And so she hits a 22.
Damn.
The old 18 plus 4. I assume that hits.
Oh yeah.
So that is /R1d4 plus 4 because of her dex. So she deals 7 damage to you. That's pretty intense for your thing, right? Okay,
Yeah,
so
well,
3. Yeah, so she goes to catch you in the side of the head, not even like blindly. She meh, and you are able to see it coming, obviously, and then you kind of and you see your skin just get slightly more granite in texture, and there's just ping. It still like gets in between two of them, so there's like a little bit of blood leakage, but
Right.
you're good, dude. And then that is her turn, and she is like fighting, and you can kind of hear her like she starts like screaming, not like no, she starts screaming. Yeah, she starts screaming like a caged animal.
okay. Um, is there any way I can like suplex her, or is it I have to? Could I like choke her out, or
So, if you wanted to, if you want to choke her out, okay, what do you want to do? You want to suplex her or choke her out?
I think choke her out?
Okay,
Like
then
position up.
make me an athletics check. She's going to try to get out of that. She'll try to get out of being choked out, but she won't try to get out of being grappled.
Okay.
So athletics versus she's probably going to use
Ah, shit.
acrobatics
Shit. I just need to kill her.
to try to like yeah, she's too fast. She gets her hands underneath. So she's
Yeah,
like
she's like
this.
she's got techniques and
Yeah.
stuff, and
But I think it's safe to
tucking her
say
chin.
right now like no, actually yeah, cuz you wouldn't be holding that. You try to go and she yeah, at least in this like instance, right?
Right.
Um so
I'm
yeah.
like like a like when you see MMA fighters like
Mhm.
try something and then it doesn't work, they just go
Mhm.
back to where they were.
Mhm. Exactly. So that happens. Also,
There's
you can attack her, or you could have actually like
could have, yeah.
yeah. It doesn't say that you can't use your arms. It just
Right.
says that
I can
like
still
you
punch her,
yeah headbutt
but
her, fucking whatever you want to do.
mhm.
All right, so that's the end of Kaioken. Yomi, it is you.
So I'd want to go and try to do talents again.
That misses.
Dang, dude.
Damn.
3 again.
Is there anything else?
Can I move?
Oh yeah.
So I'd want.
She will get an opportunity attack if you do. Just know that. Because you're still while she's even though she's grappled, the only difference is that she can't move spaces. But if you are within her melee and you willingly try to leave, she can get some sort of an attack.
Okay.
A melee attack to be specific, but anyways.
So yeah, I would stay then.
Okay. So then she is going to go for Kaioken once again. She's gonna try to headbutt, like try to
Okay.
bust your nose up a little bit.
Right.
Um, luckily for you, she's much worse with the strengths. Yeah, nope. She fucking goes to and you like move your head. So she's going, But she is screaming now, and you guys see she is screaming really loudly.
Yeah.
Kaioken, you would know that she's not screaming like help. She's not like saying anything, but she is like, this is like becoming a blood curdling scream.
Right. I am going to drop grapple. Is that my main action?
It doesn't take an action to drop your grapple. You're just letting
Okay.
go.
Then I'm just gonna let go, and then pull out the short sword.
Short sword.
Short
The short
sword.
sword.
Swat. And then in that same movement, try and hit her.
Try and yeah, go for it. You also have advantage. I'm so sorry, dude.
What?
Ricky should have gotten advantage on his talons.
Oh,
Cause
because of
she was still flanked.
right.
Oh well. Anyways. Next time, Gadget, next time. So go ahead and do it with advantage. 15 hits. It beats. So go ahead and attack at her. I think you already. This is the first bit of damage that she's had done to her, right?
Yeah. So this would be 7, 8, 9. Because I
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
You're.
rage is
Mhm,
still in. Like
it is.
if I'm okay. All right.
Yeah, you're good. So
So 9.
9 points of damage, instantly bloodied. Like it's a big slash across her back, and she like screams out in pain. Um,
Deep in the depths of the ocean.
which
Deep
brings
in the
it
depths of
to
the
Yami.
So I see that attack land, and I would want to attack with my talons yet again, and I miss again.
Go ahead and do it again
Do it
because
again.
you have advantage. Nope.
Shit.
Still, dang.
Dude, she's got a high dex, man.
Okay.
Yeah, you're like slashing because your talons aren't your hands, right? You have like regular arms and shit. But what you're doing is you're like slashing with your feet, so you'll hop up with your wings like cockfighting. Um, and then that's that. Is there um for what it's worth, you guys do notice that she is notably wounded, right? She
Oh yeah.
is bleeding
Her
pretty
screams are
profusely.
getting even more bloodied.
And on top of that, you don't know whether or not that is going to be alerting someone or something else that may or may not be in the vicinity. That being
Tap.
said,
Talons.
that being said, now that you let her go,
Disengage.
hold on, let me do another fucking, because I want to see if she's gonna be stupid or not, right? Because at this point she's frantic.
Right.
She's damn near shitting on herself. Nope, she's got a wherewithal, so she is disengaging, and she is fucking wait, she is fucking dipping out.
Jesus.
Yeah, screaming
Okay.
like blood. Blah! Like, why are you running? That
Why
kind of
are
screaming.
you running?
So, do what you do.
Me?
Next up is Kaioken.
Going
Yep.
for clickety clack roll to attack.
Do it. This would be a perfect time to pull a. Oh, yep, you hit. This would be a perfect time to pull a Kyle and just fucking. That's a 12.
Damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, you cut her down. She's running, and you just. How do you want to do this?
So it would be kind of like I'm thinking of like Jason. Like
You just teleport behind her and stab straight through her back.
The machete is like she's like running. She thinks she's like getting safe, and it's just like she doesn't hear the light, heavy footsteps.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as she's like getting around the bramble, just about to turn back, it's
You
just
just turn right in.
and she like sees
Yep.
the end of the sword come out through her.
Yep. And then you lift her up on the ground, off of the ground. And then she just
And I do
falls
that
apart over you.
predator growl.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
What the hell are you? Perfect. All right. Yeah, dude. She's fucking super dead. Like,
I immediately look back to Yomi and like, grab what you can. We need to go now.
are you gonna take the body back to the, or are you just gonna loot it right here?
I would think just a quick once over. Here's a dagger. You know what I mean? Like grab it out of her dead hand.
Give me
And
an
like,
investigation check, and then you guys are gonna head, I assume, back over to the
The other ones.
the other ones and your camp and everything. And 8, you find her sling.
nope, I don't.
Oh, you find her sling,
Oh, okay.
and you, as far as you can tell, that armor has been ruined by your sword.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty much it. In
So I
fact,
find
you
a
know she
sling.
had a dagger, but you don't know where the fuck that went.
Yeah. Must have
So
dropped it when I was chasing her. So okay.
yep. So
Uh,
you guys, it's not working. Undo. Come on. Oh, there's way too much happening right now. Okay. Let's see. Is this the right one then? Nope, that's not. Okay, so I can't remake I can't remake the map, but there were still 2 other bodies, and then you guys
Right.
had like your loot that you had kind of all bundled up together by your rock area. You've got your ghillie shit, all that stuff. So let's, well, all right, here, I'll just make it. Fuck it.
Right. The back.
So
Sleepy girl.
I am a sleepy girl. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is more or less what had happened here. Then 1, 2, 3 for the rocks at the beginning, the circle of the fire in the middle, and then you had killed 1 right
dead
here,
body.
and then 1 right here.
This
So
is a dead body right here.
yeah. So if you guys want to, who's taking what? I assume that one of you guys is gonna take one body, one of you guys takes the other, unless you guys both want to look at both bodies at the same time.
I say we'd split up for
Yep.
Yeah, and
like,
then
expedience.
I would probably take the one that I killed.
Okay, so you're gonna end up back over
Would
here.
you remember? Never mind. I think I would remember more than you would.
What?
Where the knife thunk was.
Oh yeah. It's right there. On the way back, one of you guys would have picked it up.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So, you have 2 dagger, or you have your old dagger. I'm
Yeah.
gonna see if I can find my spear in the dead body.
Yeah.
Isn't that how like thrown consumables is? Where it's
That's
like,
how like ammunition and shit is. Like
Yeah.
arrows, you got to see if you find them, and then if you break them. Like, but
right.
that's dumb. And most of the time, they break way more commonly. If we were to follow those rules, those are
Right.
that's like following encumbrance. You know what I mean? Like that's
Yeah.
a specific game type.
Right. Which it makes sense.
It
It's just a
would
lot more work.
if we were
Like,
playing like a Lord of the Rings style, where like you guys, kind of what we are, but less fantastical. You guys would be tracking encumbrance, ammo, shit like that. Like, dude,
if
that's
you shoot at someone with plate armor and it misses, it breaks the arrow.
yeah,
Something like
some
that.
shit like
Like,
that. There'd be a lot more percentile dice rolling.
right.
Anyways,
Yeah.
so I've got 1 from Kaioken, and you got a 2. So you find a sling. You find a small knapsack full of like grain. Like not a knapsack, like a bag, like a coin purse almost, but it's of grain, like trail mix style, minus the raisins and M&Ms.
All the bad stuff.
Yeah, pretty much all the like seeds and
Or
shit.
all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Be sure to put that in your inventory. Just put like a ration or something.
Well, that's Kaioken. Sees that on the
Oh,
one body.
me.
Yeah, that's you.
Was that
I
the
haven't.
first? Was that the first body with the sling?
Oh, is that what that was? Oh, I'm so
Yeah,
sorry. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
he
Yeah.
hasn't.
I
He hasn't
Sorry.
rolled
Both of
investigation
you
yet.
guys roll me the investigation again with the disadvantage of still being exhausted. Sorry,
yeah.
dudes.
3 and a 2.
Yep.
Nice.
So you see the sling and the bag of shit. That's the minimum that you can find off of this. The rest of it, you're like, did she have a dagger? I don't fucking remember. And then an
The
11 and a
spear
4.
broke. Spear broke.
Nope, spear's not broken. Spear's still there.
Okay, so a spear. I got 2 slings then, and then
Um,
a ration.
yeah, and then Yomi, you would see, or you would find a dagger, and that's it. So between the two of you guys, you have 1 ration. You have another like kind of ration with like the beans and the rice that you found off of the old. You have the staple foods that you found in the pantry of the other husk bodies. And then you should have, I think, 2 daggers that you've got off of these guys, 2 slings, and that's it.
Yes. That's what I've accounted for.
Perfect. Yomi, give me a history check, and Kaioken, give me a history check with disadvantage. Well, both of you guys have disadvantage. So both of you give me history checks as you guys are going over these bodies. So I got a history of 4 and a history of 2. Kaioken didn't remember shit. Yomi, you would know base knowledge because this is one of the few. The Wood Elves are one of the few elves left. There's really not shit for elves that you've ever heard of besides these Wood Elves after the High Elves died. Like literally mass extinction of an entire population. And what you do know is that the patterns that you would see on this armor are actually marks of shame on most of them. Or not on all of them. A common pattern, which would be like a slash that would be over some sort of symbol. Yeah, shame. They were basically just like walked out naked and then they threw
Yeah.
leather at them. But there's like a symbol, an old symbol that Kaioken would recognize as like the symbol of the Freorians back from your time. But it's been marred, essentially marking them
Right.
as no longer one of
I
us.
see. I see. I see.
So you guys could very easily surmise that these were probably exiles, outlaws, whatever, which also would make sense why they weren't in the tree.
Okay.
But
All right.
do you guys want to leave or do you guys want to hunker down for the night?
No, I'm gonna like as soon as I'm done doing my stuff and he's like looking at that armor,
Okay.
I'm like,
Are you guys gonna want to travel through the night? Because it is about sundown, so it will be dark in a matter of like minutes to far less than an hour, like within a half hour.
Can we make it back to that cave we were at?
You're right
it's,
next to it.
it's literally right here. But
Oh.
the problem is that she was just screaming bloody
Yeah.
murder.
Like
Yeah,
100
yeah.
feet
So
away.
Then they
so
get
if
away.
we can with 10 minutes to grab whatever
Yeah.
like cloth that we can, we might be able
Mhm.
to make a bedroll.
Maybe you'd probably have to stuff it, otherwise you're just like laying on a sheet. But
Right.
you could probably find something. Like I would say that if you wanted to, using your guys' daggers, if you wanted to try to cut basically as much like
Body meat.
no, like decanvassing a fucking painting, you could probably like get enough
Oh, just the skin.
of just the
No,
skin
no,
of the tents, of like the rubbish of the
the-
tents. You could probably just
Right.
pull
Oh,
and rip and just go ham
Right.
to like get this off. You could probably make enough to maybe make something.
Right.
not the elves. Got it.
Yeah, it won't
Yeah,
it won't
no.
be a waste of time, but you don't know exactly how comfortable you're going to be able to make it.
Right. I mean, it's more material
Mhm.
that we can work with. So
Yeah. And
I'm gonna just start doing that where I'm just
yep.
being reckless with
Yep.
doing reckless attack before I even get it,
Yep.
and
100%. Do
trying
either
to
of you
cut out
guys
big
want to try to
spiders.
cannibalize the elves? I'm just throwing it out there. It's if you want to. I don't know if that thought ever crossed your mind. Like, can we do that? Like, you can do that. I
Oh,
don't.
yeah.
You're gonna try.
It wouldn't stand with my character. But birds eat whole chicken bones, so I don't know.
Yeah. I mean,
Um.
like you can do it in Fallout. It's
Yeah.
just that somehow
Yeah.
everybody knows that you're a cannibal now. That's weird. They give you the shakes or
Yeah.
whatever. But
I
like,
don't think, especially with mine
yeah.
originating from like an order.
Yeah. You guys are
I wouldn't do
far
that
more
either.
civilized for
We're
that.
not that desperate
No.
yet. Like it's on the table, but right now it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, we're hungry,
Yeah.
but we just got food. This doesn't like that's not even gonna occur in my thought process.
So then, in
Can you
that
guys
case,
see me?
nope.
No, you turned it off.
Okay.
Did you
I
turn
just-
your logi on?
No,
Anyways,
I just
so you guys are gonna start heading, I assume, towards the river, the way that that Yomi will or have like would tell you, yeah, directly this way. You've got about a 3-hour walk before we hit the river, and it's through dense forest that's like untracked.
Yep.
That's where you guys want to go.
I mean, go until we can't see, and then
So like 4 feet.
I mean,
Yeah, pretty much.
you guys could
So,
probably get
like-
about, I don't know, like maybe a little less than a mile away, because you guys are,
Okay.
if you guys are running there, right? Or if you're not trying to be stealthy, if you're trying to be stealthy, you're not going to get very far.
hmm
Like, you'll probably get like a couple 100 feet away from the last body out there
Right.
before.
I'd rather get farther,
Yep.
but not in the direct approach of where they had found
No.
Yomi and chased him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'd rather go like hard left
Yeah.
and then sort of up.
Okay.
You know, to
Yeah,
um,
until you get to darkness, and then you're gonna just want to go straight north. The way that he went out to go look for the river, you'll want to go that way, because he kind of came from like an angle. If straight north from this map is towards where he left initially to go find the river, he came back in from the top right
mhm.
of the map. So straight north would be your straight left to go the direction that he went. That would be
Yeah.
the best bet. So both of you guys give me survival checks, because I'm certain that both of you are probably going to be looking for the ideal spot for that.
These are survival checks at disadvantage, right?
You guys are still exhausted.
Mother.
Okay, so
This
that
is-
that clicked on 4 times. I'll
Yes.
go with the latter two. No, I'll go with the first two. Fuck it. You get a 2. Kaioken, Mr. Man.
Damn it.
I don't know why I gave you 2
Wait,
or why I did
wait.
4. Oh, that's
No,
history.
there's
Sorry.
There's 2 history and the 2 survival.
You're right. I'm just being
Ooh.
fucking retarded. So a 12 and a 16. Yeah,
Nice.
dude, even though you guys are exhausted, you guys have been through some shit. You guys managed to make it as far as you can, which at this point could be like quarter mile, half mile, somewhere in there away, because you guys are just booking it, right? You get north for about a half hour until it starts to get too dark, just as like your night, like as it gets to that point where you're like, all right, what is over there? You see a little clearing of like tree area where it's like there's not a lot of roots on the ground. There's trees are about, I don't know, maybe 10 feet apart from each other. It's just a clearing of like dirt and like topsoil, like years of pine fall and shit like that. You know what what I'm talking about, like the type of terrain. It's relatively soft and spongy, but it's not like perfectly flat and everything's okay. Did you give yourself a tinderbox, by the way?
I did.
I'm also gonna assume that you guys took kindling with you if you were to want to make a fire.
I don't know if I feel comfortable about fire, and I'd say that with Yomi. Like I feel like the smoke. We haven't smelled any smoke since we've been out here,
And
we're
after
gonna
my
be.
back being burnt, I really don't like fire.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
kind of got some PTSD when you see sparks.
Okay.
Fuck.
So I don't think we'd just do the whole like, hey, we gotta kind of cuddle tonight, but
So the next question is, you have these sheets of this basically like just tent hide, right?
mhm.
Who are you guys gonna take time to try to just like stuff them with dirt to lay on to make a bedroll, or
If there's not leaves,
like there's not like a freshly raked pile of leaves, you know what I mean?
I know.
But I don't know how much like light you're gonna have to just have
Right.
leaves.
How
You know what I
much how much cloth did we acquire from the tents?
Oh
That we-
man, you
that we
probably
like,
would have acquired like, if you guys were just doing like the old rip, it would have been, I don't know, about how wide your arms are, so roughly about 5 feet, and you probably ripped off a 5x5 section.
Mhm.
Okay.
So a decent size, because you guys were like, yeah, cut, and then just rip. And it's
So
old, like dilapidated shit, but you're able
How
to make
about
it.
this? With that tinder box that has maybe dried out, I'll do like a small fire so it's like dim light, but
Yeah.
not like a normal.
You're not
like,
trying to
campfire.
broadcast.
Right, yeah.
Go ahead and make me a survival check, and then I'll tell you the kind of fire that you make. Yeah, okay. So you're going to do the typical adventurer fire. You're going to dig a hole about a foot down, and you're going to make a tiny little 1 foot hole or 1 foot fire just to keep you guys fucking warm. You're able to do it, and then you'll keep like the dirt pile so that way it's not omnidirectional. You know what I mean? The dirt pile that you dug up is going to be around it, so that way it's like projecting just whatever light and heat towards you, and then if you need to, you can just bury it immediately.
Right.
Like,
Okay. I see.
yeah.
I see what you're saying.
But yeah, you guys are totally able to do that. And then Ricky, I'm gonna need you to roll me a d20, and Daniel, I'm gonna need you to roll me 2d6. If you get an 11 or a 12, this is gonna be a rough night, Dan. Okay. Thank God. All right, yeah. So
We weren't poisoned.
you guys are able to take a lot of the topsoil, like the really spongy shit, some of the like loose debris from around that isn't like sticks and pokey shit, and try to make some semblance of a bed,
Mhm.
like for each of you, right? It's Kaioken's feet hang off, but you guys have enough to kind of make somewhat of a bedroll, and like your blanket is literally just like dirt on top of the fucking what is that? Like the same material that your ghillie suit is, like the potato sack, right? It's on top of that, and you're like tacoed underneath 2 layers of it. So you've got dirt on your back, but then there's a layer of tent, and then there's a layer of tent and dirt on your top is like insulation. So you're just sort of hot pocketed in there, and both of you guys get
I
that.
mean,
And
I don't think I need that much like warmth though ever because mountain born. You are acclimated to high altitude, including elevations above 200 or 20,000 feet. That's
sure,
like I don't need much for like.
Like,
That's why I'm
yeah.
shirtless all the
give,
time.
give me.
For what it's worth, actually, Yomi does a lot better than you do because he's got
Gives him
feathers already,
feathers and stuff.
right? So he can
Okay.
kind of fluff
Right.
himself up, but you're uncomfortable. You're on wet soil. You're
True. True.
still a
True.
person, right? Like you're rugged, right? You're the most
It's not
rugged one out of them all. But
right.
also you're uncomfortable. You're already exhausted.
True.
And so finding a comfortable enough sleeping spot is going to require some kind of warmth, and that fire is not
Right.
giving off a lot because you don't, more fire means more comfort, but it also means a brighter beacon. So you guys are kind of like, okay, well, you know what I mean? Like it's
Bring,
you're
bring it in.
not going to gain another level of exhaustion. You guys will gain a full-blown long rest tonight. But
Nice.
it's just you're just gonna feel like shit in the morning.
Okay.
And if no one's taking watch,
I think we'd be too tired to.
yep, I think so too. In that
But
case,
so in that meantime, could I have boiled that pot of water
mhm.
and then dropped the rice that we had
Oh
cooked,
yeah, 100%.
and then that would be our like
You're just
dinner
having a
while we're
late
like
dinner of beans and rice.
yeah
Yeah,
of
that
while we're getting the beds together.
that is actually the main reason why you guys don't get exhaustion is
Oh,
because you
okay, cool.
finally have like a full belly. You've used up all the beans
Nice.
and all the rice.
Right.
Between you, who is 6'4" and generally between 300 and 400
Right.
pounds, and
I'm
the
still
bird
hungry,
person
but it
who's
takes
not,
the edge off.
yeah, and the bird person who's used to a higher level of living, like he's not a popper who goes hungry all the time, so he's used to being well fed. But between all of that, you guys are able to get a great not a great, a better than last night rest. You can give yourself the long rest, take away the point of exhaustion.
Nice.
But
But what
halfway through the
else?
night,
Bum, bum,
Yomi,
bum.
Yomi,
Yes.
you know, it's a very time-honored tradition in Dungeons and Dragons where players and their characters often have dreams. And as you sleep, you are inaugurated into the adventurer life. You have a dream. It's more of a nightmare.
I have a dream.
in this nightmare, you are laying down as you were when you went to bed. And then you feel yourself almost at sea, like the rocking of a ship.
Mm.
And then there's this sound that accompanies it as you kind of come out of your haze. And it sounds almost like stirring like macaroni salad. It's this wet, slick all around you. And as you kind of like shake off the cobwebs, you look around, you notice that you are on a sea of just like writhing maggots.
Delicious.
And you
That's
come
what good
to,
pussy sounds like.
yeah, some people say a wop. But as you kind of like look around, you notice that at your feet, these maggots form somewhat of a shape. They kind of like start piling up on themselves and building. And as far as you could tell looking around, above you is just starlight. And underneath you is just maggots. And then
Better not be that asshole with the black eyes.
this form comes out. And from underneath this pile of like worms and insects and grubs, this white crystalline mask pulls up. And from out of nowhere, this shroud comes up and over, and it starts to fall lengthwise. And it doesn't say anything for a long while, what seems like an infinity. And it looks like the face is just facing, the face is facing towards you. And within your mind, you hear, "Accept me. Accept me." Do you want to do anything?
I mean, do I have a footing?
You're not on, you don't have like sleep paralysis, but you're laying down and you're like looking towards your feet, but you're looking at this person who's standing at your feet. Like you're laying down, they're standing up at your feet, and they're
Do-
tall.
Do I have the same actions as I normally would when I'm awake?
You can try anything that you would like.
So I would want to try divine sense.
You want to use your divine sense? Okay. Go ahead and read that out loud.
It says, as an action, you can detect good and evil. Until the end of your next turn, you can sense anything affected by the hollow spell, or know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet.
Okay. So good or evil, celestial fiend or undead.
That is not behind total cover.
That is not behind, yeah, that you can see, not behind total cover. So you get this sense of, well, I believe it comes in a smell, if I'm not mistaken. You would get, well, because Brimstone wouldn't make sense for this because he's not a fiend. You would get the sense of pure, unfettered, unbiased evil. The blackest void of hatred and at the same time indifference and just pure dread. Like oozing out of this fucking being.
So then I would try to get up scurrying and rush off.
So you go to get to your feet. You turn, like, I assume away from this thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you turn away from this being in front of you, and you start to run. And you feel yourself sinking into this sea of worms, and it feels like every step you're just sinking lower and lower, and all the while you're hearing behind, "Accept me. Power glory. Yours. You still gonna try to run away some more?
I would try, since running isn't effective, I would try to fly.
Okay, yeah. So you kind of like seeing that this is just it would be difficult terrain, right? You go to like do this like leap and fly, and you fly, and you soar straight towards the stars, and you looking back. Let me show you. Dan, don't ruin this for me if you haven't already. Looking back, the one thing that you would see. Check your DMs.
Jared.
Or don't check them because apparently this is dumb. Hold on.
That file size is too powerful.
Copy and paste. No, we're not. We're just not gonna let me paste. Okay, that's cool. Fine.
Does it start with an S and end with
You
a...
know what it is.
Okay, I already streamed it. I don't know if he saw it.
Ah,
But
always,
I tried to leave out the name of it.
always gotta be ruining my. No, I'm kidding. And
No, I didn't
okay,
do it.
this is dumb. I hate it. Meh.
So I can...
Hold on. Here, I'll stream mine. It's fine. Check out my super dope screen right here, Ricario. This is what you see. This being reaching towards you. Maggots falling from every opening in this this cloak, these robes that it wears. And you fly straight into the void opposite to it. That's where we're gonna end it.
Wow. Will do.
So that's
I
fun.
I like it. Again, more. I need more.
I know, right? It'd be super cool if we could do tomorrow night too, but unfortunately,
Oh, I have to